It's 3-1.
This is 6 in a row sound, everybody. Welcome into Gwynn and Chris. It is a Wednesday midweek edition of the Gwynn and Chris show here on 97.3 The Fan, number one sports talk radio in Sandy. Somewhere at the Bill House Studios. You see the empty chair. There he is. Hello. And we have Mr. Tony Gwynn Jr., who pops up on our screen from Petco Park on the YouTube chat. And Scraby and I said this earlier, but he just can't help but look way cooler than you and I. 100%. He doesn't even have to try.
Look at him. He's just sitting there with his cool glasses on.
He's got it. He rocks it. And you and I couldn't possibly ever do that. So
that is correct.
Shout out to Knock Around Glasses.
Knock Around Glasses making you think it's all the glasses? You don't think it's you, huh?
No, it has nothing to do with
I think it's the glass. I think it's you and the glasses. Hey, good win last night, 4-1. We played that Xander Bogaerts clip. I want to talk about that in a second because I thought it was, it merits a discussion, that 2-run single he got. But before we get to that, Tony, happy Jackie Robinson Day to you and all baseball fans out there. I think it is absolutely 100% imperative that be right at the top of this show today and top of mind as it is around baseball. Every single player in the major leagues will rightfully wear number 42 today and tonight. And I must say that they are all going to wear number 42 to drive me crazy. I don't know how you broadcasters do it. I know that when I watch all the highlights at the end of the night on April 15th, I can't tell who anybody is because they all have the same number. But guess what? I don't mind making the exception for today. It is worth it. And I think it's one of the great honors in all of sports. And it should be because what Jackie Robinson did is one of the greatest things anyone's ever done in all of sports.
Without a doubt. I mean, our sport is what it is because of Jackie Robinson.
Right.
And
it is.
And what he endured with class and dignity. And so, I enjoy this day. I got to participate in one of the first ones ever done as a Major League Baseball, a part of Major League Baseball. I know Griffey is the one who started it. He reached out to Bud Selig back in the day.
I did not know that. There's a bit of a history there that there was Griffey that kind of said, hey, this is something we need to do, huh? I didn't know that.
Reached
Good
out.
on him.
Well, Griffey reached out for himself. And then
he first thought it should be Ken Griffey Jr. Day, or
no? Ken asked. I think Ken asked if he could wear 42
in honor of Jackie. Okay,
in honor of Jackie, and I think Bud reached out to Mrs. Robinson to make sure it was okayed by her. When he called back, he basically said, "Can everybody wear it? Whoever wants to wear it." And that's how it was. The first year it was whoever wanted to participate, and so. I believe I think we were in St. Louis to open the season, and about 5 of us, I believe it was Bill Hall, myself, Prince, Ricky Weeks, and Mike Cameron all wore 42 that year, and then the next year it was everybody. And now we've gotten good. Now it was like 42 in the team, whatever team you played on number. Now everybody's wearing the blue 42 that Jackie wore. This is one of the best days we have in baseball.
Yeah, well, I still challenge anybody to figure out who's who when you're watching the quick pitch highlights tonight.
Oh, I won't know.
By the way, to that point, when you're here every day, you can do it by mannerisms. I mean, all these guys have unique things that you pick up on when you're around it every day. I think that's how me and Jesse get by.
Yes, but when I'm watching the Tiger Royal highlights, I don't know any of their mannerisms, so I have no shot.
There's a question on the chat. I'm also curious. What do players like, or do some players not like wearing a different number? I mean, some of them might be superstitious, or how do they feel about changing their number to 42?
I think everybody's an adult in the locker room and recognize the significance and what it's about. And I haven't heard of any pushback, at least when I was playing.
That'd be kind of wild to have some
I don't know
pushback.
that anybody wants to be the guy that
I don't think it would be a good optic to push back on it, honestly.
I want to wear my own number on Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. Who's this Jackie Robinson character? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, Scrabe. I do know that, I think we're getting a step or two closer to also starting to bestow the same tribute on Roberto Clemente later in the season, Tony. I know that a lot of guys, or at least many now, are starting to wear number 21 on the Roberto Clemente Day. It has not yet been put to a place where, everybody's encouraged to do it. But I know Fernando and others are going to, always honor Roberto Clemente. It's not breaking the color barrier, which is a monster part of our entire culture. But Roberto Clemente did pave the way for just about, you can say, every Latin athlete that is playing in baseball today. And I think many of them understand the debt of gratitude that they owe. So we start with that today, but let's get to the Bogaerts thing. And when he came up last night, I talk about this often, Tony, and maybe too often for your liking, because we've kicked this around before, you and I. But I always believe the 3-run homer is a winning deal. And that's why I made way too big of a deal out of it last season when it took the Padres till practically June to hit a 3-run homer. And I always feel like you need some of those big bombers and those 3-run shots and the slam Diegos, because when you hit them, you win. But there's another play in baseball that I think is a winning play, and that is who wins the at-bat when there's 2 outs and runners at second and third. I always think this is what decides baseball games. If this guy gets out, that's 2 runs that don't score. But if this guy gets a hit, that's 2 runs that do. And I'm not going to say it was the only reason the Padres won last night, but Xander, clutch, came up with a big one there, Tony. Second and third, 2 outs, and that made the difference in the game. And, I got to give him the props. He ended up driving in 3 overall.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I don't trip about the 3-run homer all the time, because unless you have that type of team that is going to consistently get you a 3-run homer, and unless you're facing the Colorado Rockies often, you're not going, especially against a dude like Brian Wu. Like, a 3-run homer is so far out of the realm in terms of what he normally does. Going into that game, man, we get our opportunities, man. We got to cash them in. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 1, no outs to 2 outs.
Yeah,
you got to figure out a way. And Xander, he did it twice yesterday. Just really good at bats, battling his behind off, and it wasn't like the sweetest perfect swing, but he was up there competing and found a way to get that knock in. It was a big knock, and you just kind of felt once he got it, it was like, okay, I think that might be the difference maker based on how the 2 guys on the mound were throwing the baseball. And so, that was one of the many ways the Padres have won. They used a long ball pretty much all of the Rocky series. You knew coming into the game yesterday, runs were at a premium. Brian Wu doesn't give up very much. He hadn't given, just over 1 run going into this game, 1.50 ERA.
Yeah. And
the Padres, in my opinion, have really done a really good job of executing their game plans on a nightly basis. It hasn't always resulted in wins or the type of run coverage that we like, but they haven't veered away from it. You ain't just up there watching guys swing and just hope for the best. There seems to be a plan, and they're going out and they did it. Yesterday was a great example of them executing a plan against a very, very good pitcher.
Yeah, and the timing of Bogaerts' hit, along with being 2 out, second and third, again, a 2-run play, and they went the Padres' way, but it also added to the fact that Manny was unable to get the runs in with 1 out. And, I imagine the last thing Manny said as he went back to the dugout was, hey, pick me up here. And that's kind of what good teammates do. And Bogaerts did that. And, that's a win on him. I think there's a couple of other things I want to talk about in the game. Obviously, Michael King, 4 hits, keeping this team at bay. Every time they had a little something going, he squelched it. They only got 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position all night, so it wasn't like they had a ton of traffic. I'm happy to see Morejon have a spotless inning. I think for his confidence, he needed that. I don't know what's the matter with Mason Miller. I mean, 2 of the 3 guys actually hit the ball against him last night, so that's got me very concerned. I'm joking. And then finally, I want to get to a couple of
I know you're joking, Chris. I know you're joking.
but there's others who aren't.
But you have to know that when you say that, you are like somebody in the car, somebody listening is like, see, I said the same thing last night, man. He gave up 2 contacts after striking everybody out for like 9
what's the matter with him?
Well, we had someone say DFA Mason Miller earlier in the chat because he gave up. Or he had two contacts yesterday.
2 contacts yesterday. He's down to like 70%.
It was surprising.
A little bit, but yeah, he's down
Really?
to not really. But
I mean, for this year because he hasn't done it yet. But
it
no,
shouldn't
it's not
be surprising that a big league hitter can actually touch the ball.
Who was the guy last year on the Diamondbacks? Was it Gurriel Jr. who took him out deep with like 103, and everybody was
that
like,
was the last
DFA
hit I think he gave, last homer he gave.
That's the last, the only guy to get a hit off him this year is Tony. I asked Graby this the other day. Do you remember who's the only one to get a hit off him this year?
No.
Luis Arraez. I want to add one more thing about the game last night, and this is a self-serving Aztec for life comment, but how many good plays did Ty France make last night at first base? And I know he's not going to be the everyday first baseman, but I love it when he's there, Tony, and I thought he took a double away down the line. He started a difficult 3-6-3 to end an inning. And, boy, what a nice convenience to have him coming off our bench.
Let's hear it.
1-0 to Naylor. Hard hit and diving stop. France, he falls right on first base, and the inning is over. Going to hang a star for the Gold Glover over at first base.
Yeah, I just like, having him on this squad, Tony. He's a winning ball player. And, 1 for 4 last night. That's what people are going to see in the box score. What I'm going to see is a guy who helped us win the game. So
Ty's my guy. He made one ridiculous play yesterday. The rest were routine for him. I love that he started that 3-6-3 and was like, Jason, get out of the way, bro.
Yes, he came back
Go
for
club
that.
first
Yes,
base
he
him,
did.
man. I don't need your help.
He was running back to first base as he was throwing it. I don't even know how you do that, but I'm not
Gold Glovers do that.
Right,
Gold
I'm not
Glovers.
a Gold Glover. Good job by Ty France. 4-1 Padres, 6 straight. Heading into another one tonight. We'll talk more about what's coming up and everything else that's going on in sports on this Wednesday. AJ Cassavell from MLB.com will join us at the bottom of the hour. Some more Padre talk there and all the rest, including a sports court later on in which all of you will find out what a coccyx is. And
It shocked me.
Scravy's still struggling with that one, but we'll
my
get
brain just malfunctioned when you said that, and then my Rolodex put it together.
We'll get to that a little later. Gwynn and Chris, happy to have you with us.
Clear your schedule.
Tony,
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he didn't. Yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower or
Well, I hope he
something?
didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be, you never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there, as have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over under, Tony just forgot that he was doing the show.
That's not nice. Yeah, so maybe that's what they're thinking.
You know what just hit me, Chris?
No.
What if Tony went out to get like ice or something and he forgot his room key?
That is something
Very
that
well
he
possible.
is more than capable of doing.
Because he would never be gone this late, this long, with knowing that he was on the show.
No kidding, man. We took a commercial break like 5 minutes ago, and he has not returned.
I'm going to text him.
Like, are you out in the hall trying to get into your room
Say,
right now?
Everything okay?
Oh, no. This
Question
is
mark.
scaring me. No. Did you hear back from Tony yet?
No, I'm thinking
Something.
he locked himself out. He doesn't have his phone because it's in the room, so he's down at the front desk or something. I
don't know. I'm sure there's a story in here somewhere.
There's
when we get
definitely
him
got to
back on
be
the
a
air.
story. Anyway. I was very concerned about Tony, and I took him off the screen because he's not back. I guarantee you he got locked out of his room.
I don't think you're wrong because that makes sense. But how far away is the lobby? Of course, the New York hotel, it could be one of those ones where you got to wait a while to get up to the...
And he's just sitting in line. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it is.
Well, it's funny if he comes back with a funny story.
Yeah, like
it's
I locked myself out.
It's not funny if he fell and hit his head somewhere and we don't know where he is. That's not funny.
Of course, that's not funny.
He's obviously not with his phone because he hasn't gotten back to us.
Has Tony locked himself out before? Not during the show, but I'm sure he has at one point in his life.
Of all people, Tony would certainly seem to be one who would do it.
Oh, August also says, Clinton said, got to use the key card for the elevator too. So maybe he's just stuck.
Can't even get down? No, you don't need the key card to go down.
Okay.
You only need those to go up. You should be able to get down to the lobby to say, hey, I locked myself out. In New York City, but if we do, can you go to the Padre Hotel and knock on Tony's door? We don't know where he is still.
No,
still hasn't come back.
And I turned on
It's been 20 minutes now.
I know. Now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah, where'd he go? What happened?
I don't know. I would call the front desk of the hotel, but I have no idea where they're staying.
I don't know where they're staying either. And when you sent him a text and said, is everything all right? We have not heard back from him. He is still not back in his room.
I bet you he is standing in line in the lobby as we speak.
Trying to get his key back.
Someone said text Jesse or Dave. And
it's really not a bad idea. Maybe at the next break, though.
Yes.
If we get to the next break, we got to text those guys so that they can go make sure he's okay. Because I don't know where he is. It's crazy.
Dave Marcus is probably the one to text.
We'll text Dave.
Because he's, Jesse could be doing anything, but Dave's always there, ready to go.
You're trying to say Dave has a ho-hum life and he'd just be sitting around waiting for a text, whereas Jesse might be busy? Is that what you're...
Dave's been doing this job for like 30 years. I don't think what is the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
All right. Well, there's certainly an explanation, but we don't have it yet.
Text Scan. I don't know Scan well enough to text him.
We're going to text Dave if this gets to the top of the hour, and we still don't have a Tony Gwynn Jr. sighting. All right, do we just go to traffic like it's normal behavior time? I mean, it just seems weird.
We got to move on with the show.
Show must go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the really, really weird and ugly next here after traffic. All right, it's with less enthusiasm than usual that we embark on the good, the bad, and the ugly for week 2, Scrape.
I'm going to try not to worry too much.
I'm going to try not to worry also. I'm not necessarily the worrying type.
I'm not either.
But, I'm intrigued now at this point. Like it's with this long pass to Devontae Smith.
He's back!
Helped put him there.
Hold on.
Back at you again, Tony Gwynn Jr. Chris Ello, Matt Scraby here on this Wednesday afternoon. Padres looking to win the series here today with a victory over the Seattle Mariners. Nice win last night as they were able to take down the Mariners 4-1. We got lineups today. Looks like, do that part first. Yeah,
he gets excited for that moment. You can't take it away from him.
It's kind of my favorite moment of the day.
Take it away.
He really does enjoy that part. A guy by the name of Fernando Tatis Jr. not in the lineup today. He gets his first. I think it's the first day off today.
Yeah,
let's see.
Believe so.
Toddy 17. Yeah, this first day off. One of the few who hadn't had one. Him and Jackson, the only two who have 17 games played. I think Jackson had a day off. He just ended up pinch hitting in his one day off. Not a surprise. 17 games in, he's been going full tilt. This first day he's given. I think he's already DH'd one game as well. So they've already went that route, and I think it's apparent. And Craig Salmon said as much. They're going to get these guys day offs when they can. And
whether they
I'd
want
say,
it or not, and I like what he's doing. He's involving everybody. We talked about this, right?
I think 17 straight is a good number to say, all right, let's go ahead and give you a day off. He's probably going to play more than that the next round of games before he gets another one. So not a surprise there. In the lineup today, I might as well read it to you since we have it. Ramon Laureano in left. Jackson Merrill will bat second today. He'll be in center. Bogey at short. He'll bat third. Manny Gavin's the designated hitter. Nick Castellanos gets to start in right. Ty France back at first once again. Jake Cronenworth, second baseman. Freddie Fermin behind the dish. And then the best pitcher the Padres have in this rotation right now, Randy Vasquez, rocking a 1.02 ERA.
Also rocking a 17 innings, 4 walks. He used to walk 4 guys before he even got to the mound.
Chris said he was a walking two. As soon as he came into the game, you could book it.
You could book at least 2. A couple for sure.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's really something. The last time out, I don't think he had any walks, right? No,
again,
he didn't.
This
none
is
against the Rockies.
This is why you don't pop off about your players as they're young and learning, right? For all that wanted him out of the rotation in the last 2 years, he isn't this pitcher without taking some of those lumps and learning how to pitch in a big league situation. So we should all be thankful that he got a chance to pitch when he did, and he got the mentorship that Yu Darvish has been providing him over the last couple years, because it certainly looks like it's showing. Now, before we went to break, Matthew, you said that Harold said something about Toddy. I don't know if I heard you correct.
Yes, Harold Reynolds is trying. Yeah, Toddy's not in the lineup tonight. Harold Reynolds.
Oh, he's going to come on the air and say they're trading him today.
I'm just saying Harold Reynolds would like that to be a permanent thing, apparently.
Do you have sound of that?
Yes, I do. But Harold Reynolds keeps trying to trade our guy, and I don't like it. But here it is.
Let's hear it.
Instinctively, I'm telling you right now, I think this is a showcase because the Padres payroll. Look at this. I know they're up there battling the Dodgers every year. We say it over and over and over. I'm sorry, they gotta do something. They can't carry this payroll. The Dodgers can't. They can't carry this. Somebody's got to go. So who of those guys do I want? I want Fernando Tatis.
He's the most movable for sure, and I think
there you go. So he wants to. He said that the Padres showcased him at second base to show his versatility.
Yeah, that's what he was referring to.
Yeah,
is that what he said?
Let me go back.
Run it back.
Okay.
Hear it again.
I'm telling you right now, I think this is a showcase.
Try that again. Run it back one more time.
Isn't that what a showcase is? Is showing him off?
He said, I think this is a showcase.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Yeah. No, we're not saying that. He's not saying. No, he's not reporting that the Padres are doing it.
No. This is his opinion.
Oh no,
sure.
He's not reporting it. We're just kind of, with all due respect to our good friend Harold Runner, we're just kind of ripping his opinion. That's all we're doing.
I mean, if I were to say this take, if I were to give you guys this take, hey guys, the Padres moved Fernando to second so they could showcase him for other teams, you guys would crush me into the ground with how bad that take was.
Well, you live here in San Diego.
Yeah, but I mean, why does Harold Reynolds keep trying to trade him?
You cover the team every day.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So you would know better. I don't put much stock into it, obviously, but he's not here. He don't know. He ain't talking to nobody. It's a midday show. You're talking about all these different topics, and Toddy's playing second all of a sudden. This is showbiz. This is what they do. You gotta say something that here we are. What are we doing?
Oh, he knows anytime he tries to trade for Tatis, it's going to end up on the radio station here.
1,000%.
Yeah, well, that's all well and good, but honestly, Tony and I know you and Harold get along and the whole thing. So I get
along
this
with Harold.
My point being, I think it's honestly is a little bit of a reach, and when Harold Reynolds says something like that, I think a lot of people want to believe it, and I just don't. I don't think it's anywhere close to be right. Yeah, people who watch the show. Not our fans. Our fans know that it's silly. I think I don't think it's fair to just throw crap out there that's not even close to accurate.
Kalos makes a Sorry,
So that we should hate everybody then, because everybody's throwing stuff out there.
Yes, we do. That's right, Tony. We hate them all.
We do that.
We hate them all.
We hate them all.
Yeah, we should hate
We
everybody.
hate them all. We're haters.
Kayla says something true, as if Tatis isn't already heavily marketable even without him playing second base. Like, you don't need to put him at second to showcase him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of self-explanatory. Like, does Toddy really need to be moved positions in order to showcase him? Like, the moment his name is in the lineup, he is being showcased. So,
well, AJ Cassavell's joining us next, and I'm gonna hit him with that rumor when he comes on.
It's not a rumor, though. It's
not a rumor.
It isn't a rumor, Tony, because you're smart enough to see through it. But a lot of people heard what he said yesterday, and they'll run with that.
I mean, where are they gonna run with it to? Their friends. Hey, did you hear?
Yeah, exactly, and that's how it spreads.
What do you think?
Pretty soon you're going to have fans asking you about it.
Pretty soon they're going to have to trade him to appease all the fans.
Yeah, pretty soon Harold Reynolds is going to force a trade.
That's right. We're running away with this, Tony. You can't stop us. Scrappy and I are on a mission.
I get what you're saying, Tony. This is I thought about it too on the drive home last night. This is performative a little bit.
Listen, I guarantee you, I promise you, if I text Harold right now, say, man, what you got on this? I guarantee you he would say, man, I was just throwing some stuff out there. Guarantee it. I guarantee it.
All right. Well, we're calling him out for throwing stuff out there. I'm not telling everybody.
I'm not gonna be mad at a guy in a profession that I'm in who comes up with a great way for engaging discussion.
Well, I'm mad at you because I wouldn't have known about this if you didn't bring it to my attention.
Well, Twitter yesterday went insane.
Chris, let's be real. That take is scraby proofed right there. You know he is going to bite it. If he's a fish, that's the type of bait you throw out there.
Give it to me.
He did love that take.
It's so good because it gives conversation and it makes us get mad at Harold Reynolds.
Listen, Toddy's I truly believe he's in a good place, man. I know people wigging out about his lack of power to this point. When he gets hot, it's going to be electric because he's already hitting the ball terribly hard. If that's the thing, terribly hard. He's hitting the ball really hard. And he just, yesterday was a good example. He had one hit, but he could have, as hard as he hit the ball, he could have had at least two. He had back-to-back multi-hit games where he was blistering the ball the whole time.
Yeah, he had 3 on Saturday and 2 hits on Sunday.
Yeah, so I think Toddy is going to be just fine.
Can we also thank?
By the way, as I think this offense is going to be just fine.
Can we also thank? Yes, you do, and you've said that all along. And so
I've been like, this guy's crazy.
Right?
Here,
we've
guys.
all
Don't
said.
listen to him.
We've all said about you. We've said, who is this guy? Harold Reynolds? What is he talking about? But yeah, you might end up being right when it's all said and done, because this offense,
I certainly hope so, because that'll mean that this team is going to be pretty good.
Yes, they're going to be really hard to beat if the offense is good. And let's say, going to be fair here with Pivetta being, out for a bit, not going to hurt to score a run or two more here.
No.
So that's part of that.
It might be incumbent on them to go ahead and score some runs with Pivetta and Joe down right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very anxious to see my man Waldron get an opportunity, especially the way he looked in spring. Like, I know he was kind of an afterthought in spring, especially after he had the lower body injury.
Yes,
but
the poor lower body injury.
He looked terrific in his spring training starts.
I just want to ask anybody at the moment, anyone missing Boston Bateman or Brandon Butterworth?
I just miss them because they have great names.
They do have great names, but we have Ramon Laureano thanks to those guys.
That's also a great name.
And that guy continues to do, a pretty damn good job. I just want to say, I like this guy.
He's
playing a left field too, Tony. I mean, that ball goes out there, it's going to get caught. So
sometimes it looks a little crazy, but he definitely always catches it.
He had a stagger or two last night, but it got in the glove. That's right. So.
No doubt. All right, let's step away. Let's get to break. On the other side, Mr. AJ Cassavell joins us next. We're talking Padres. We're Gwynn and Chris.
Gwynn and Chris on the Fan.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
They could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Where's your emergency? Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long
That's a
time,
long
right?
time.
Well, when it comes to the 4th time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her.
Kidding.
I'm like, ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The 2 cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to them and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have,
something.
You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get half. You know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know
if the light ever start working.
I don't know if you're at Claremont Mesa and Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not going to turn. But that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
yeah, well, you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light,
with
even
running the
under
light.
these circumstances. Well, I think,
Not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
okay, I think you're right. And the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and
like
then
nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Well, they could pave that.
Seconds ball, the drive, and ball, lays it out! There's no timeouts left for Miami. Charlotte up by one. The drive, it's over!
Iron Eagle is still the man. I don't care what game it is. Iron Eagle on the call there last night. I don't know if anybody caught it because it was all on Prime Video, which I didn't feel like, searching too much for. But that was a good game. Charlotte ended up eliminating Miami 127-126. LaMelo Ball was the hero moments after nearly being the GOAT. He fouled Tyler Hero on a 3-point shot with 8 seconds left. Hero made all 3 free throws, so that had given Miami the lead. But LaMelo Ball had the last laugh there. Little controversy in that game we'll talk about later. The tripping incident with LaMelo Ball and Bam Adebayo of the Heat. But Charlotte's moving on in the tournament. And the other game last night, Portland, exciting game, surprised Phoenix. 114-110.
They walked Phoenix down.
Yes, they did. They were down
down
10 or so. Phoenix had the last possession, and they came up empty there. So Portland got a win. They move on in the playoffs. And there's more play-in games tonight. But the big thing to me, Tony, and we're going to get to AJ Cassavell in a second, is that Prime Video, which I am, loath to support, honestly, in overtime, this really happened in the Miami-Charlotte game, lost the picture and everything completely for a good, I want to say 2 or 3 minutes.
Here's how it sounded on TV.
Okay.
It just goes blank. And then it's black screen. This is it. During a playoff game at the end of the game.
I'll tell you exactly what it was, too. It was 123-120. Charlotte was up by 3 with a minute to go, and they had the ball. They were in a commercial, they were in a timeout huddle, and the screen went blank for a while. When they came back, they were back in another timeout, fortunately.
This is what they were playing. Technical difficulties.
It was a good song. It was a good song, but yeah. And it said technical difficulties, which, I haven't seen that come up very often anymore, right? No. We're kind of past that, it seems to be, in this day and age. So they missed a very important possession. Charlotte had the ball, and anyway, that's what we all get. By the way, the numbers are in, and the NBA says that year number 1 of its new television deals was unbelievable. The greatest it's ever been for viewership in NBA history, according to the league. And because they were all over the place this year. ABC, ESPN, Amazon,
I don't believe this for
NBC,
1 second. I'm just going to put it out there.
You don't believe any
you
of
don't
this?
get a vote because you don't watch, buddy.
I
Sorry.
knew he was going to say that.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I saw you looking at me in the camera.
The NBA said an 86% increase over last season, and they had 2 million viewers on average, the most since 2012. They watched games for longer. Social media channels record 228 billion with a B views. That's 13% up.
Chris put his
Yeah, I got to do the Mike Myers thing when I say billion. Yes, this is an all-time, break your arm to pat yourself on the back story. But even the All-Star game, they said, averaged more viewers than your usual this year. So that leads me to believe that, more games than ever next year will be on Prime Video and Peacock and all of this stuff that my complaining is falling on deaf ears.
Well, you get a few more blackouts like that. You know, you might be on your way back to regular TV.
Well, even LeBron apparently tweeted about it.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
So LeBron was he's kind of the voice of things. He can get some things to change. Anyway,
sure.
All right, we're going to get back to baseball here. And AJ Cassavell.
AJ Cassavell said that Nick Pivetta just spoke. He needs 5 minutes, and then and then I'll give him a call.
Oh,
there was something that I wanted to bring up. Man, what was it?
On baseball or what sport?
It'll come to me.
Okay, and we'll wait.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Play that music from the timeout.
Wait, let me go get the timeout music.
Give me the we lost the picture music. We're having technical difficulties while Tony tries to think of what he's trying to say.
I think I need to download this music and just play it next time.
Yeah, this is great. Anytime we have a pause in the show, just play this.
I can't remember. It'll come to me at some point.
All right.
Wonder what Nick Pivetta said.
Well, I'm sure he's just giving an update on his condition, and I'm sure hopefully he's going to have something positive. We'll get the latest from AJ Cassavell.
I just want to point something out. Well, this isn't what I wanted to say, by the way, but
okay.
I felt one of those voices.
I know. I was about to say, where's the demon coming from?
My man Ryan Gomes, who does the Padres infield, him and Nick Punto, every single day. And I'm not joking. Every day, he's got him out here with doing the Ron Washington, which is who Ryan was kind of underneath last year when he was the infield coach for the Angels when Ron Washington was over there. He's doing that same stuff with these guys every day.
So you're talking about there's a drill called the Ron Washington drill. Can you describe it?
You guys have seen it.
I'm sure I've seen it, but I want other people to.
They did a big story on it a few years ago when he was with the Braves, and he has these guys out here early. It's short work. It's like from 3 feet, and he's like hitting these short hops. These guys work on their fielding technique.
Okay,
and I think it's paid off already in so many different ways from the infield standpoint. These guys are out here working their tails off every day. So I get offended sometimes when people are like, these guys don't care. They don't try. You're not out here working every day like this if you really
know what,
don't
Tony,
care.
You haven't heard any of that the last 6 games. All of a sudden, seems like they care. I don't know what happened.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, isn't it amazing? I don't know what happened, but 6 games ago, the Padres decided, you know what, fellas? It's time to care. Had enough. It's time for us to care about trying to win.
Yeah, man.
Because no one's saying that right now. Not with a nice 6-game win streak.
You know, the Padres are 4-game win streak killers. Didn't the Rockies come in with the 4-game win streak?
You know what they are.
Uh-huh.
You know what they are. You don't want to have played the Astros before you come play the Padres. Because those teams that keep coming from the Astros feeling good about themselves, Padres are just bursting their bubble like immediately.
It's very fun.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying it. Okay, good.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a good little run we're on right now.
There was something that came up yesterday.
I know. I'm trying to stall until you think of this.
I can't
it's not
think
happening.
of it, man. Gosh.
I know that. Can you put
that's going to be an all-time.
Wait, can you actually put the card up on the stream video so people can see that we're having technical difficulties?
You know what? I'm going to make a video that'll do that.
Yeah.
That'll do that.
Because they had the little card up there. I don't know where
I'll have Chris with a hammer, trying to like nail something on the technical difficulties. That would be great.
I don't know.
I'm going to be calling AJ Cassavell any second.
Let me ask you this, Tony Gwynn Jr. Could you and Jesse Agler see yourselves ever, while we get AJ waiting, AJ's talking to Pivetta, so we're trying to get the latest from AJ. But could you see yourself ever if the Padres went to a 9th inning game and Miller was, I don't know, maybe he was rested, but for some reason they brought Jason Adam in to close the game. Could you see you guys just second guessing the entire organization? Like, what the hell are they doing?
No,
because that is exactly apparently what the Dodgers broadcasters did last night.
You guys know I love
when they brought Alex Vesia
which one? Which one was it? Rick and
Diaz?
Yeah, it was the normal guys. It was the normal guys. And
wait, on radio or TV?
On radio. I was driving home last night.
So it was
the Padres game ended super early, so I turned it on, and they were like, why isn't Diaz closing this game? It's against his former team. He should be out there. I have no idea. This is bad.
Didn't they say it was like malpractice or something?
They didn't go as far as that, but they were criticizing the move. They're like, well, then he must have something going on. He must be injured. Yeah. It's fun. The Dodgers broadcast when they are losing is one of my favorite things because they're so tough on them.
Because those guys are some of Jesse and I's favorite to visit with. Because they can be so crusty at times, and they're very old school.
Maybe they
old school minded, and we make it a point to go in there before a game because we know we are going to be entertained when we go to see Rick Monday, most of the time.
Maybe they just are tired of all the success and they need a little negativity in their lives.
Here's what I'll say. The Dodgers are very secretive about things, injuries or things that they're happening, and that includes to their guys sometimes, their broadcasters sometimes. And so it sounds like Diaz was held out because of the knee, the same knee that he tore his patella tendon.
Yeah.
And clearly they didn't know that, which is
they
why
didn't tell anybody.
They were going off about why is he not in the game right now.
Yeah, well, maybe bringing Vesia worked out. Vesia struck out the side on 10 pitches, so that
by the
worked
way,
out okay.
I got to. I was get AJ on, but I got to commend. I saw a bunch of Padre fans in the comments about Vesia and his wife had the whole medical staff that was helping them when they lost their baby. And I saw a lot of positive comments, and I didn't know if that was possible dealing with anything with the Dodgers. And so I commend a lot of Padre fans for, I mean, I guess it shouldn't be commended for saying something positive about that. But
no, in this day and age, you do, Tony.
Those things can get ugly at times. And so I noticed that immediately. So I commend them for
good on the Padre fans for showing some heart.
Yes,
there. All right, AJ Cassavell is with us here on 97.3 The Fan. He is the Padre beat writer for MLB.com. Hi, AJ. Thanks so much for the time, sir. How are you?
Great. How are you guys?
We're good. So you told Scrabe there that you were having a little a chat, you and everyone, with Nick Pivetta. Do you want to fill us in on what you can and give us kind of the latest?
Yeah,
what
so
he said.
He talked to a few reporters just a few minutes ago, and essentially said that he's shut down, and it doesn't sound like this is a 1 or 2 start thing. Like, it'll be some time. But he also said he was pretty confident that he would pitch again this season. So I don't know the specifics of what the MRI revealed. He wouldn't go into those specifics, which is fair enough. But it sounds as though he thinks he's going to avoid surgery and needs to rest up and kind of get this figured out, and plans to pitch and make an impact at some point. And so I guess you could say probably good news if that's how it all goes, because, I mean, the goal here is to have Nick Pivetta, Joe Musgrove, Michael King at the front of your rotation in September, October, not in April. And if that seems like what Pivetta's goal is and what he believes he can get to. But not ideal for now, and serious question marks in the rotation. The rotation depth was obviously a concern coming into the season, and it sounds like Pivetta's going to miss some time now.
Boy.
AJ, I was contemplating what I wanted to ask you, and it just dawned on me. Are you still concerned about the Padre offense here as you were after the first?
No, I was not concerned about the Padres offense. My whole point was that we wouldn't be concerned. I know you were giving me some. Yeah, my whole point in the first week of the season was that they were getting unlucky, and there were obviously question marks about the offense. I mean, like whether they could tap into their slug was I think like the second most important question coming into the season behind the rotation depth that they had. But like looking at the offense, I told you this at the time, like this offense was going to get it figured out just because of what we saw, who the guys are, A, and B, the results they were having and the bad luck they were hitting into. The offense is fine. The question is in the starting rotation, and I know we joked about that. I did mention that I was a little concerned about the offense after the first week, which was too early to say that. Clearly, I wasn't actually concerned. Like, I think my next sentence was that give it time, give it 2-3 weeks, and we will be concerned about the rotation and not the offense. And here we are, concerned about the rotation and not so much the offense.
Here's a real question for you, though, AJ. What have your thoughts been on how Craig has utilized the extra guys the way he has early in the season?
You know what? As someone who loves a day off and as someone who really appreciates what it does for you, I think it's been great. And these guys are wired obviously way differently than I am, but it is helpful if you get everybody involved and give some of your stars some time off.
Yeah.
Because those consecutive days just pile up. Like it's a lot. And you get to the end of the season and no one, like a lot of these guys don't want that day off, but if they have that 2 days off in April and then a day off in May and then a DH day here and there, you get to September and you're just a little bit fresher. And I think that's kind of what Craig's trying to establish. And it really helps when you have the guys on. And you know what? Maybe it's a chicken or the egg thing. Like you have guys on the bench that are seriously contributing. Like that needs to be part of this for this all to be possible. But those guys on the bench are playing regularly enough where I think they're getting in a rhythm and they are contributing because they have that rhythm. So I think it's like there's two ways to look at it and both of them are positive. These guys on the bench are contributing significantly. That's partly because they've constructed a roster with a bench that's solid, and it's partly because Craig Stammen's utilizing them pretty well, I think.
AJ Cassavell is with us from MLB.com, and it's bookmarked, and every Padre fan should have it bookmarked to keep up with everything that is going on. AJ is right on top of it. Okay, the Pivetta thing. When it happened, the second it happened, I thought, oh, no. I heard you interviewed before anything was said, and you kind of said, oh, no. When Musgrove got hurt, I think we all said, oh, no. The Padres said, oh, no, don't worry about it. 2 or 3 days. It's turned into 42 or 43 days. What is the difference now from when a guy twinges his arm to where it used to be, where I wasn't concerned every time a guy came out of a game now, AJ? It seems like every time somebody leaves a game, it's going to be, it's going to be lengthy.
I think the difference is that we all understand how long the season is now. So, like, if I don't know the specific nature of like what the MRI revealed. Both these guys had MRIs. Like, I don't know the specific nature of it. But if I had to guess, like if this were September, these guys would be on a different timeline than they're on now. Like they could probably ramp up or heal a little faster. But there's also an acknowledgement that like Joe Musgrove was never gonna pitch 33 games this season. He was probably not gonna pitch 25. Like if you can get 20 solid starts out of him, great. Maybe it's less than that as a result of this. But the goal is to understand the length of the season, which by the way now is longer than ever because there are more rounds of the postseason. So if you're gonna get to where you want to get to, you need fresh arms and guys that like if there's a question at all in April, take the extra 2 weeks. Maybe it's not ideal in the standings. Maybe starting Matt Waldron instead of Nick Pivetta an extra 3 or 4 times means you lose an extra game or 2. That is worth it for the long run, for the repercussions of what this means in the playoffs. So I think that's it more than anything. The Musgrove one specifically, the Pivetta one's kind of happening in real time, so we don't know all the details. But the Musgrove one, it's like you don't want to take that risk. Like this is a guy you're trying to get the most out of coming off of Tommy John surgery, which is hard to do. And the best way to do that is to not take chances, is to limit him early. Like this is, I don't want to say like it's obviously not what the Padres wanted, but if Joe Musgrove ends up making 16 starts this season and he's really good in September, like, and this was a way to kind of limit the starts because he needed to kind of rest and recover and get going, that's not going to be the worst thing.
Yeah, very well said there. AJ Cassavell joins us here at MLB.com. And AJ, Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres today. He has seemingly taken a huge step forward, at least through the first 3 starts of the season. What has impressed you about Randy and the way he's gone about his business?
Just how he continues to get better. I've said this before. He's one of my favorite Padres to watch just because like I'm the type of guy that can be wrong about something and enjoy it. You know, like I was wrong about Randy Vasquez last season. I thought he would regress and there was no way he was going to keep it up. And instead he kind of proved me wrong by like, rather than regressing to the mean of his numbers of what they should have been, the expected numbers and whatnot, like he got better. His velocity picked up. He made a conscious effort to get himself in better shape this spring so that like that velocity could sustain. He's awesome to watch. He's swinging and missing. And I think he's getting swings and misses. I think the result of the velocity uptick and of the work he did during the offseason is that he doesn't have to nibble as much. Right. So he's not He's not walking as many guys. Like, he's just such a fun pitcher to watch. He has a whole bunch of different types of pitches, and he uses them in different counts. Like, this is a guy who sought out advice from Yu Darvish, understanding that advice from Yu Darvish is obviously, like, that's gold if you're a young pitcher. But Yu Darvish has a lot of different pitches, and he pitches in a way that not many other guys do. And like, there aren't many guys that can kind of emulate that, which isn't to say that Vasquez is now has Yu Darvish's arsenal. But it's been cool to see how he's learned to use those pitches and how he's learned to kind of on two different fronts to get himself better, to get himself in the right shape to be ready for the season and have that velocity uptick, and then also how to pitch. He's been one of my favorite Padres to watch so far this season. You know what? I'll just say it. I think he's been my favorite Padre so far this season.
Yeah.
All right. AJ Cassavell, our guy. Real quick, AJ, I would like to know what you're hearing, what we should know, if anything, about Seung-Min Song. And I think he's not just your typical guy that is, was sent down to the minor leagues or, guy that they're trying to get healthy. He's a guy that they spent $15 million on and guaranteed that money to him. I can't imagine they, hope he never makes the big leagues. But also, when I look at the roster, I mean, if you brought him up tomorrow, I don't think you could send Ty France down or anybody. I don't know what you would do or where you'd put him exactly. So what do you think is going to kind of be the thing with Seung-Min Song here over the next month or two, or are we still waiting to find out more?
I think these things have a way of resolving themselves, which isn't to say that, like, you're wishing for an injury or you're expecting an injury, but that's just how these things work with a roster in the middle of a baseball season. It's a long season, guys get bumps and bruises, and I suspect it'll work itself out. What I'm seeing with Song, and Craig Stammen kind of addressed this yesterday, is they've been he kind of got his reps in, and he had some solid games kind of playing all across the diamond. They've now been using him a little bit more sporadically in a type of bench role, because that's his role. That's going to be his role when he comes to the Padres. He's not going to be playing every day. He's going to be coming off the bench. He's going to be pinch hitting. He's going to be moving around the diamond. So they've kind of started trying to get his feet under him in that capacity, now that he's maybe built up fully, like, ready, like in terms of his at-bats. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes about. I think there are like the roster as constructed, like, there is not a place for him right now. I think you frankly need Ty France on the roster because he's clearly your best first baseman. Granted, you bring up Song, Cronenworth can slide to first base, but the other options at first base, Andujar, Castellanos, Gavin Sheets, they've done very good things at the plate so far this season. I have not seen it defensively, and so I think Ty France has a place on this roster, and he's hit. So, good problem to have. Proverbial good problem to have. We hear that all the time. Those types of problems to have, I think, just usually resolve themselves.
AJ Cassavell, the guy who
As
gets
always,
us
on
caught
point.
up. You are on point, AJ. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for all your help.
I don't know how on point I am. Here's how on point I am. Today, I like to go swimming on Tuesdays at a pool in one of the San Diego City pools. So I drove up to the pool and realized it was Wednesday. So I'm on point when it comes to the Padres.
I didn't even put that together
maybe
myself.
not the rest of everything else.
That's great.
That sounds like something all three of us do constantly. Otherwise, we'd have nothing to talk about on the show. AJ, good to talk to you, man. We'll see you again. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Age.
All right. Thanks, guys.
There goes AJ Cassavell from MLB.com. That's good stuff, and the latest, really, right up to the minute for you. That's not great, what he said about Pivetta. We'll talk more about that when we return. We got Daily Gambit coming up. But, man, the odds, if we're going to talk that, the odds now for Pivetta, month minimum, based on what AJ said there.
6 years.
I'd say longer than a month.
Right,
honestly.
I agree. No, I'm saying a month, like minimum, if
Minimum,
like everything went perfect. All right, we'll figure it out. Come back with hour number 2. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell.
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, hey, there's a commotion.
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that, but we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavyset?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. And of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to
Which means everybody on the mountain and 4 miles away has to stop. Everybody has to stop while we try to extricate the lady from the gondola.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Underneath the gondola. She's got one leg on the gondola. The rest of her body is underneath the gondola. And when I arrive to see what's going on, I'm kind of the first or second person there.
You're a first responder?
Pretty much. The guy running the gondola place is busy stopping
traffic.
The ride.
Yeah.
No, he's stopping the ride.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're kind of first there. Lori's behind me. The lady's on her back. She's looking straight up in the air. And the only description I have is one of utter panic and utter terror combined with total helplessness.
Oh, I thought you were going to say embarrassment.
No, total helplessness. She's not only trapped, but she's not even remotely doing anything to help herself. She's kind of in a panic, and you think something terrible is going to happen, or she does.
Okay.
I go over there. First thing, breathe.
That's what you said?
I told the lady to breathe.
That's good.
I said, you're going to be okay.
That's good.
Just breathe.
That's good.
Try to relax.
That was the perfect thing you could have said.
As I'm stupidly pulling this 250-pound gondola, trying to pull it off of her. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're getting
the gondola is way heavier than 250 pounds.
Yeah, right. 1,000-pound gondola.
So you're trying to move the gondola.
Just move it a little.
Is her leg how is she attached to this gondola?
Well, I told you her one leg's actually on the gondola in the doorway.
Okay.
Then the rest of her body's underneath. What is stuck with her in the gondola is her belly, not her leg.
Oh no.
That's right. Okay. No. So I'm pulling. By the time finally a couple more people pull and we are able to get enough airway to get her to scramble out of there. And then she immediately stepped on the gondola to go take her ride up the mountain. And off she went.
This is
I felt like I saved her life. I really do. I honestly feel like I almost saved her life.
I kind of will credit you with this.
You know, she was. I think if I didn't tell her to breathe, I think she would have gone into some sort of shock or whatever you do.
No,
she was
you're
going
right.
into
You're
a
right.
panic, Scraby.
You're
She was going into
right.
an absolute panic, and. You know, I had to calming her down, I think, was the number one thing. She wasn't in any real danger, but she wasn't feeling great because she was trapped under the gondola.
But the fact
look
that you said her belly was...
Yes, her belly, yeah. I'm telling you, Scrabe, it was a factor. And there was, there's a couple of people pulling on an arm trying to drag her out.
I'm crying.
I know. There's people on the other side with her arm. They're trying to drag her. I'm lifting the gondola so she can get a little room to get out of there.
You're like, hey, I'm going to take the gondola. It's lighter.
All right. I didn't say that. You did. But it was quite the scene.
I am happy that she's okay, obviously.
She's fine. If she got right on the gondola.
If this was a worse story, I would not be laughing. But she's fine. You did probably help her a lot more than you think you did.
I think so. Because she was able to calm down just a tad. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down for everybody.
Really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola.
Okay.
Going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell?
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, "Hey, there's a commotion."
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that, but we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably.
Well, welcome into the second hour of Gwynn and Chris 3:05 on the clock. Short segment. Tony Gwynn.
What are you laughing at? Are you laughing about what I said before we came back?
No, I'm laughing at Chris. These opens, I don't know why. I've heard them 1,000 times, but when he says, well,
it's going to be one of those days, huh?
That was like 6 years ago.
It was
too.
very
That was
long.
so long ago.
Yeah, it was a long
It's
one.
still a classic. Let's talk about the Nick Pivetta conversation that we just had listening to AJ. It sounds like Nick at least thinks he's going to come back and pitch this year. But he did say this is not a one start thing. And we kind of anticipated that anyway. I'll just give you my personal take on these situations. And I don't know what his MRI said, so take this for what it is. Typically, man, it's hard to come back from these type of deals and be the same guy, right? Even if you come back. Hopefully his MRI was something along the lines of it truly is just inflammation and I need to work that out. If that is the case, I think he'll be fine. But if it's anything more, man, certainly whether it's partial, whether it's, anything like that, I just don't know, man. It's a long, it'll be a little while before we see Nick Pivetta, I think.
Do you guys want to actually hear him talking about
Yes.
it? Okay,
Yes.
let me get this.
Just to piggyback on what you said, though, Tony,
Yeah,
I mean,
go
this is all the things that went through my head on Sunday, and I hated that they were all going through my head. And that's kind of why I asked AJ. It used to be if a guy, held his arm a little and walked off the field, they'd kind of stretch him out. It seemed like, a couple of days later, he'd be back in a lineup or back pitching. But, man, when I saw Nick Pivetta bite into his glove the other day before he walked off the mound.
That was the same thought I had. Was it once I saw him bite to his glove?
No, this guy's gone for a long time. And, I mean, it's such a – I feel the same thing that we see it with the basketball players mostly, and I'm going to say more women's basketball than men, Tony, but you see a player just go down in a very innocent looking play and they're down on the court and the trainer will, athletic trainer will run out and they'll, take a look at them and they'll kind of hobble to the bench. And then the next day you go torn ACL, they're out for a year and a half. Like that. It's just so sudden and it never even looks like it's anything. And this is why, pitching is so tenuous now in baseball. And I agree with you. I hope Pivetta is able to, by the All-Star break, start feeling good again and get out there and, pitch somewhere close to where he was. This is a guy that for a year was the best he's ever been. Like it took a lot of his career to get to that stage last year. And I feel for him as a person, somebody that's worked so hard to get to this point and then be at the top of a rotation, a winning team, a playoff contender, and then have this kind of, something like this happen. It's sad on a couple of different fronts.
Let's go to the audio and hear what he had to say.
Feeling better day by day. It's going to take some time. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but have a good medical staff here, trying to do the right things and just try to get ahead of it.
It sounded like as of yesterday, there wasn't necessarily like a plan in place for that process. Do you kind of know what that looks like?
No, I think we're just going to take time to rest and kind of just allow some healing to happen and go from there.
You have to say kind of no set timetable yet?
No, not yet, no.
What did the MRI show?
I'm not going to go into that.
Appreciate that.
I know you were having the season you had last year and kind of off to a pretty good start this year. Like, how frustrating is it?
Yeah, it's really frustrating for me personally. I mean, I was feeling really well. I felt like I was pitching better. I love contributing to the team. I take great pride in playing baseball, playing for the fans, playing for my teammates, the organization. So, just take a step back, lean on my teammates, lean on Joe, Darvish, and just see how it goes from here.
All right, let me change my assessment after hearing that.
All right, you feel better after hearing that?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily feel better. But I think the resting is to see where it's going to be at after they rest it. And if they look at it again after it's rested and it's the same or it didn't get better, I think you might be looking at, the last time you might have seen Nick pitch, or at least to beyond the All-Star break at this point. These elbows, man, and I think AJ kind of hit on it. What we understand now as organizations is that as much as you'd like to have a guy make 35 starts in a season, it's just likely not going to happen. And so you want to get the most out of that said player as you can. Joe fits that description. Like, it was never going to be a 30 start year for Joe. It might, as AJ said, it wasn't going to probably even be 25. You'd be happy with 20. And so how do you do that? How do you get him to that number? And where in the season would you like to see those numbers accumulate? And so, yeah, I mean, the resting thing and there being no, at least to us, there is no formal plan on what that looks like outside of resting, means that's a kind of, we got to wait and see if this thing kind of calms down on its own, or this time is enough to heal it in a way that is enough to make it work to go out and be as effective as he was.
I'm going to throw two words at you, not necessarily.
Don't do it.
I'm throwing them in a different order.
Okay.
The one word is John.
Okay, stop there.
John, Tommy,
and the other word is not urinal. It's got to be on people's minds. I'm sorry. I mean, you can't help but not think about it with this.
Anytime you hear elbow tightness, elbow inflammation, those three letters run across everybody's head.
Yeah.
UCL.
Yep.
Oh boy. All right. Well, Musgrove, we didn't even ask about, but I'm hoping that he will be back soon. I'm hoping that Waldron will be solid. I'm hoping Griffin Canning comes back. And I'm hoping that, a combination of that can help fill the Pivetta void.
I will say this. Padres are better positioned this year than they have been in any other year I can think of to handle this. And they handled the other ones pretty damn good, I must say.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, they have more options than we've ever had.
Yeah.
To throw around and banty about.
Remember when Randy was one of those options?
Yeah, it's like, I didn't feel bad about Randy Vasquez, but he did walk about 9 guys every time he pitched. Traffic cop, Chris.
Yeah, it's Randy Vasquez night tonight. Last year it was, This year it's, This year it's harps and angels singing. Yeah.
Yeah, I got him in the last round of the fantasy.
Are you guys doing
We're doing Daily Gambit next.
All right, let's get the break. Get you guys ready for some Daily Gambit. I will rejoin the show a little bit later as we get our Big Five. And we got another segment together I got to come back for, too.
Sports Court.
Sports Court.
The coccyx section.
Oh, my gosh.
Of the show.
Even though I know what it means, every time I shiver.
You guys are going to have to hang on to find out what that means.
Yeah, what we're talking about.
More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
From the 8-5.
is the time. Going to get into some daily Gambit stuff here. I thought it was, like I said earlier, we were kidding around about the technical difficulty sign that Prime Video had to put up last night in overtime of the Miami-Charlotte game. But that Miami-Charlotte game was a hell of a game. My goodness. Charlotte led by 5 with like 15 seconds left. Miami hit a 3. Miami stole the ball. Miami got fouled and hit 3 free throws. And then Charlotte came down and scored. And then Miami went down. And the guy from Charlotte, I think it was Bridges, blocked the shot at the buzzer. I mean, it was a great game. Charlotte won that. And the Phoenix-Portland game counted down to the end. So, the NBA finally giving us something worth watching where it looks like both teams are trying to win. Will that be the case tonight, though, when the Warriors play the Clippers? Sorry, we have technical difficulties.
This is all we're going to hear.
We have difficulties again.
I do love the song.
Yeah, it's really kind of catchy. Warriors-Clippers tonight. Is that really a game where they'll be playing with desperation? Or are the Warriors just going to kind of do their best? Because Steve Kerr announced, yesterday that they're going to go time management on some of their players tonight. We'll get into that in the sports court when Tony returns, because I'm curious to see what he says about it. Let's get into the Daily Gambit, though, in the meantime, Scrape.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios where we know how. Let's start with our first bet, Chris.
Okay.
Mariners minus 1.5 against the Padres last night. We both said Padres. Padres win 4-1, so we win.
How dare them?
How dare
the Mariners favored?
Over under 7.5 total runs in the game. You went under. I went over. It was only 5, so it was under.
Yeah, hitting. I know AJ and Tony talked about how great the Padres offense is, and I'll let them think that. But I don't know. Other than punishing the Rockies, I've not seen the great offense people are saying is there.
I would say that putting up 3 runs against Brian Wu is good offense because he doesn't give up runs.
Yes, I know, but people are starting to talk like, wow, they're pounding the ball. They're not pounding the ball.
I compared him to Murderer's Row recently, Chris.
I know. So were other people.
Yamamoto and Nolan McLean. Who had more strikeouts last night? Yamamoto minus 1 on the spread. We both went Yamamoto. He had 7. Minus that 1 is 6. McLean had 8, so he wins the bet.
That was a great pitchers duel, 1-1. And then the Dodgers pulled it out. The Mets have lost 7 in a row and keep on going, Met. Well, no, actually it would help if they could beat the Dodgers, but
it would.
I really don't mind seeing the Mets be horrible.
I feel like the Mets are always like this, and then they figure it out, and then they make the playoffs.
And also remember, Soto's out of the lineup. That's kind of a big part of it.
That is true. That is true. Who had more strikeouts, Mackenzie Gore or Jacob Mizorowski? You went Gore. I went Mizorowski. Gore was minus 1 on the spread. He had 5, so that's 4. Mizorowski had 5, so I win that.
Wait a second. Did Gore pitch last night?
Thought so.
Yes, he did. Okay, you win that one. My bad. I looked at the wrong thing. You know what I did? I looked at Washington for Gore. He's not on
You're like,
Washington
he's not
anymore.
What are you talking about?
Right. I thought he didn't pitch. I thought that was going to be a push.
Michael King over under 8.5 hits plus walks plus runs. Both of us went under. He gave up 4 hits. He walked 2, and he only gave up 1 run, which is 7. So we both went under. We win that bet.
Way to go, Michael.
Yep. He pitched great. Runs plus hits plus RBIs for Ronald Acuna Jr. and Jordan Walker last night.
You would have more.
Acuna. Who had more? You had Acuna. I had Jordan Walker. Acuna had 0. Jordan Walker had 1. So he had 1 hit.
Jordan Walker continues to pay dividends for you.
He does, because he's going to allow me to win this bet. Charlotte minus 5.5 against the Heat last night. Both of us took the Heat. Both of us were correct because Charlotte won only by 1 point, and they didn't cover the spread.
Right.
Phoenix minus 2.5 against Portland. We both went Phoenix. Portland won this outright, 114-110.
I was really surprised, but I didn't realize that the Abdija.
Sorry?
Yeah, his last name's hard to pronounce. Abdija. He's obviously a European player for Portland. Put up 41 last night, and he's been doing that. He made the All-Stars this year. He averages 20 plus. I don't think anybody knows who he is. We may start finding out because he looked really dominant last night for the Blazers.
The Blazers.
Yes.
Miami and Charlotte, or who scored more points combined in these games? Miami and Charlotte or Phoenix and Portland? And Miami and Charlotte was minus 12 points. You went Phoenix, Portland. I went Miami, Charlotte. Miami, Charlotte combined for 253 points. Minus that 12 is 241. Phoenix and Portland combined for 224. So I win.
All right. You had a good night. You are now 11-6. I'm 10-7. So you're in the lead by 1. Tonight, Mariners minus 1.5 again.
What is going
showing
on?
No respect for our club at home with a 6-game win streak. Sorry, take that. I'm going Padres again.
This is craziness.
What are they doing?
Who's pitching for the Mariners?
I think it's Cy Young.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, who could be pitching? It's Hancock. I don't even know who that is hardly.
I'm sorry. If you're not John Hancock, then I don't have time for you.
How about Herbie Hancock?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
I've heard the name, actually. Who is it? What is it?
He had a classic early kind of where what do they call it when they moved the record?
Record scratch.
But he had like a hit song with that, and it was brilliant. Herbie Hancock. Look it up. Play it coming back next break. You'll know what I mean. You may have heard it. You may have heard it before. All right, we're both going Padres. 8 runs tonight. Last night it was 7.5. Tonight they up it to 8. Over or under?
I'm going to go under because Randy Vasquez is on the mound.
Under is the way to go until further notice, and unless the Rockies are in town, and they're not. Dylan Cease is in action tonight for Toronto at Milwaukee. 7.5 strikeouts for Dylan.
He's been very good this year.
He's been getting a lot of strikeouts, but he always gets a lot of strikeouts.
He does.
Quick note for Milwaukee fans, may not be too much longer that Trevor McGill is the closer. He has been bombed in 2 straight outings.
Yeah.
And Pat Murphy, last night said the fans are really being mean and brutal by booing the hell out of him because he's done a lot of great things. But B, he's kind of booing the hell out of him as well because he may take him out of the closer's role.
I mean, I have never been a fan of how fans react to someone who closed a lot of games for them over the years.
I mean, he helped them have the best record in baseball last year. He also got hurt, worked his way back, and closed out a big win over the Cubs to wrap up the division title. The guy's giving you a lot.
Yeah.
This year he's blown 2 games, and now you're booing the hell out of him.
Is it fair to say that he stinks right now? Yeah, it's fair. But is it fair to boo him? I don't think so.
I mean, if Mason Miller... this sounds impossible.
Sound impossible.
But let's say he gives up 3 runs tonight.
Oh, DFA everywhere.
Well, he comes back tomorrow and gives up 4. I mean, you going to boo him off the field?
No.
Well,
I'm not personally going to boo him off the field. Yeah, well, then I don't want to talk to you.
Okay. Anyway, after all that, C 7.5 Ks. Over and over. We have Vasquez versus Hancock. Padres Mariners tonight. Who's going to have fewer hits, walks, earned runs? Who's going to have fewer hits plus walks plus earned runs allowed? Scraby, I know you want to go with Vasquez.
Yeah, I'm going Vasquez.
I'm going to jinx it and go with Hancock.
Why would you do that?
Because Vasquez can't walk nobody forever. He's just been too good. And I'm just worried that it's going to not break apart tonight, but he's going to walk 3 or 4 tonight. And I think it may... give Hancock the win.
Yourself with this worry.
I did. Ohtani, 6 innings tonight. Over or under against the Metropolitans? And you were telling me that he may not be batting tonight.
According
Ohtani.
to MLB.
Let me look while you're sorting through this.
It says Shohei Ohtani is starting, but not DHing.
Well, he doesn't have to DH. He can be in as the pitcher.
Yes.
Right? He's the pitcher. He doesn't have to actually have a DH designation, does he?
But he is not in the lineup either way.
All right. So he's taking the night off as a hitter.
Yeah, I guess so.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
He'll still pitch well over 6 innings. The guy is like a machine, especially in the Mets can't. You talk about bad offense. The Mets can't score at all.
Francisco Lindor drove in his first RBI of the season last night.
It was a home run.
It was a solo home run.
Got 1 RBI.
He's got 1 RBI. It's his own.
He's got more than one or more RBI than a dead man, as Smokey Gaines would have said.
I'm going to go over on that.
Over on Ohtani. Quick on the NBA. Sixers 1.5 over the Magic. It's at Philly. Winner moves into the playoffs. Loser stays alive. But the winner gets all the glory tonight. Sixers at home or Orlando.
Is Orlando playing now? Or playing well now?
Well, they both finished with about the same record. I think they did have the same record. I don't know who's on a roll coming into the
Magic
game.
Were losing a bunch of games at the end of the year, I believe.
All right. Well, then factor that into
I'm
your
going to go
decision.
with the Magic, though.
You're going to go with them.
I don't believe in the Sixers.
I do. I don't know how healthy Embiid is ever, but Embiid and Paul George and Tyrone Maxey should be enough. Clippers 5.5 over the Warriors. Are the Warriors really trying? I just have a feeling it's a fugazi, and the Warriors are going to lay in wait. I just like Steph Curry in a playoff game, and I like Draymond Green in a playoff game, and I'm getting 5.5 points. So, with all due respect to Kawhi, I think the points is too hard to pass up here. What about you? Clippers?
Yeah, I'm going to go
home.
Clippers.
You're going to go Clippers. You think they can?
This whole load management thing heading into the playoffs is weird.
It is weird. Finally, Kawhi 3 points over Steph.
Kawhi -3 over Steph.
Points scored tonight.
I'm going to go Kawhi. I don't know how much Steph Curry is going to play tonight.
Steph Curry's going to play a lot. If he doesn't, they're going to.
Maybe he's still hurt.
Strangle Steve Kerr. I'll go Kawhi though, because I think he has to really score every time the Clippers have the ball. All right, there's our picks. We are a minute or so away from the break. But I'm waiting for the Dodger actual lineup to show up because I want to see what they're
thinking,
what they're doing here with Ohtani, and I'm not seeing the actual lineup yet. So I'm gonna have to hold off on that.
Come on, Dave Roberts. The Padres lineup's been in forever.
Earlier today, the Cardinals beat the Guards. You know who played in that game? It was the Cards and the Guards.
The Cards and the Guards.
I was all excited. I came up with that today. The Cards and the Guards. Cards won. D-backs beat the O's today. Padres come into play 2 games back of the Dyers. Dodgers are 13-4. I know people are just thinking the whole season is a fugazi because Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, somebody else or something, they haven't even had a hit all year.
Mookie's been on the injured list.
Right. And Blake Snell is not playing, and now Edwin Diaz is down, and it just doesn't matter.
I think
Tommy Edman hasn't suited up yet.
That's true.
And they just win every game.
I think they actually do have a lineup I'm seeing.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing one here, but you may have one there.
It's on ESPN tonight, apparently. Right. So let's go to the preview because now I can't figure it out. Lineups for the Dodgers. No, it says on one website they have a lineup, on the other it doesn't. So I'm not going to announce it.
So we're not going to announce it yet. What team in baseball, before we go to the break, trivia for you, Scraby, has the best run differential right now? Plus, minus, obviously the plus. Who's got the highest plus run differential right now in big league baseball?
I'm going to say the Padres.
The Padres are nowhere close. Okay. They're at plus 17. They're way down the list.
There was someone, was it the Yankees?
Yankees are plus 16. They're not there either.
Braves?
Right. Good job.
Oh, I just guessed.
I know. I was surprised. I was about to say wrong, and then you actually got it right. Yeah, Braves are plus 41. The Braves have an ERA as a team ERA of under 2 or 2.5. They're not giving up hardly anything. Dodgers are plus 40. On the other end of the spectrum, welcome back to the bottom. The White Sox are minus 33 at the bottom there. Gwynn and Chris is back with today's Sports Court. There's some fun stuff to rule on. Stick around.
Ben and Wood.
Crisello, yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero, never met a pitch he couldn't swing at, and powerhouse hitter for the Expos, and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. .339 is the time. Doug Llewellyn has opened up the courtroom for business. You don't know who that is, do you, Scram?
I'm assuming People's Court?
Yes, you
Judge
got it.
Wapner?
He was the original guy for Judge Wapner. Doug Llewellyn was the host. Why I remember this name, I have no idea.
Poor guy gets no credit for that.
Doug Llewellyn. He was the guy with Judge Wapner. People's Court. It's open after traffic.
Oh, sorry.
You said hurry up.
I know I'm
hurrying.
I lost focus there for a second.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Aller.
Caltrans Asset Management reminds you that work continues this weekend on southbound 805. You got a crash on the 163 south at the 8 in the right lane and a stall south on the 5 at Pershing Drive. This one takes out the center lane. Caltrans Asset Management work continues this weekend on southbound 805 with the closure of all lanes from the 5 and 805 split to Governor Drive on April 17th at 9 p.m. to April 19th at 5 a.m. Expect delays and use Interstate 5 for travel south of Sorrento Valley. I'm Sue Alder with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
The you have a sports issue, San Diego? Do you need a third party to make a decision? The guys have put on their robes and picked up their gavels.
All rise. Here comes the judge.
Gwynn and Chris Sports Court starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. Today in Sports Court, we got one submission from a listener, and we have two real-life examples that we need decisions on. So we're going to start with the first one, and that would be
That's
something...
a good place to start usually.
We're going to start with like the fourth one.
Okay.
We're going to start with the first one, and this happened last night in the game, the playoff game or play-in game between the Heat and the Hornets. The NBA is reviewing LaMelo Ball's trip of Miami Heat center Bam Adebayo to determine whether it merits upgrading to a potential flagrant foul and additional punishment. The decision is expected ahead of the next game for the Hornets, which is on Friday. Adebayo left the game with a back injury, didn't come back. Hornets win 127-126. LaMelo Ball helps them to that win. Eric Spoelstra said he should have been ejected because of a dangerous play. I'm going to put this up on the screen right now and loop it a couple times so you guys can see. But is this. I'm going to go with you first, Chris.
Okay.
Does this merit upgrading to a potential flagrant foul and additional punishment?
I think now that the game is over, it's going to be easy for the NBA to do that and just say, you know what, we are coming down on LaMelo Ball for this. If you look at this play, he's a little disoriented because he's being knocked to the ground. So I think that right there is enough to keep him from being ejected, okay, which is what Eric Spoelstra asked. But he does grab, it looks like the heel of Bam Adebayo and sweep it out from underneath him. So I give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt because it was a disorienting thing. He's falling back down on the court. The biggest problem here is not what the NBA is going to do about it at the moment, because I think he'll get a suspension because the NBA wants to make it, or not a suspension, he'll get a fine because the NBA wants to make it seem like, hey, we're not going to allow that kind of stuff. The biggest problem here is the referees. Nobody blew their whistle at all. And the play continued and went down the floor the other end, and a couple more things happened. Then they stopped play because Adebayo was hurt. Then Eric Spoelstra said, hey, can we get a review? Guess what? You can't get a review because no whistle was blown. That's where the problem was here. Somebody should have at least blown a whistle and said he's out of bounds or just anything, or at least,
force a review,
whatever, to stop play so that they could have taken a look at this and made a decision then, which I believe would have been flagrant foul, flagrant one, whatever, 2 shots on the ball, and on we go.
But no ejection.
I don't think he would have ejected him. No, I don't think so, because he was so disoriented. But the fact that they didn't do anything allowed for nothing to happen. So this was poor refereeing. I want to say one last thing about this, because Miami lost by 1 point. I just wonder, Tony, would Bam Adebayo not have been able to return had it been that game when he was working on 83 points? It's quite remarkable, and it's unfair to say this because you don't know how badly he was hurt, but
he did fall right on his tail.
He did. The man, you couldn't get him out of that 83-point game, and now in the second quarter, he never returned in an elimination game. That's a tough pill to swallow if I'm Miami, who lost by 1.
Tony, do you think this warranted a flagrant foul and additional punishment?
I was with everything Chris said into that last part.
Me too.
Like, Chris nailed it. Like, all of what he said is exactly how I would have seen it.
I'm just trying to be funny on the last part.
I don't think Ball was – I think Chris, like he said, he was falling down. He's disoriented. You see that kind of thing all the time. It doesn't result in somebody being hurt and having to miss the rest of the game most of the time, right? So, yes, I agree with Chris in terms of they should have at least blown the whistle. They should have at least assessed a flagrant one, a technical foul. But I don't think he should have been kicked out of the game. I think Spoelstra was being a little dramatic yesterday when he said that. I think he knows that's not an ejection worthy. But 2 free throws, that changes the outcome of the game if they make both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that was that one's
But you don't agree with me that Bam Adebayo is a wimp, right, Tony?
No, I have a hard time believing that
if he couldn't get back in, he would have got in. Yeah.
I think if it was 100%, he would have came back.
Yeah.
I'm out.
You're on that one. Okay.
Yeah,
you're not going Adebayo conspiracy here.
No, because he did look like he jammed up his back pretty good when he fell.
Okay. Big dudes like that, they can't just fall and hit their tailbone.
no, that's a big fall. It's a heavy fall. It's a lot going on there.
I heard somebody else try to tell us that he fell on his coccyx.
Wait, what?
That's the other word for tailbone.
His coccyx?
Yes, I'm glad we're calling it a tailbone and staying away from the other
I'm going to be calling it a
description.
coccyx.
You didn't pronounce it right, did you?
What is it?
Coccyx.
Oh, coccyx?
It's COCCYX.
Wow, I had no idea. I learned something new today.
You learned something new today,
This guy always has a freaking new word for us.
It's crazy.
I got a new word for it.
Coccyx.
This is a hard one to say. You can get yourself in trouble. That's why we go tailbone, people.
I was walking down the hall and I fell and landed on my coccyx.
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 You can't say it.
I can't say it. You're right.
You better not fall on it then.
Stop, or you get yourself in trouble.
I'm going to yell, oh my.
Never mind. Tailbone.
Tony, you're first on this one. This was a real submission from a listener, so thank you. If you have any submissions like this or something, a situation you want us to talk about, matt.scraby@odyssey.com, AUDACY.com. My wife and I play in a fantasy football league with friends. It's all couples, and it's been a good way to hang out and talk with other people. The problem is we won the championship last year.
That's a problem.
Normally, you would think that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
We were very excited. But whenever my wife talks about winning the championship, she says this, quote, we wouldn't have won unless I added Matthew Stafford, end quote.
You mean unless she hadn't added Matthew Stafford?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Right.
Is it true she suggested Matthew Stafford in week 1 of the season? Yes. Is it true we waited far too long and got stuck with Aaron Rodgers as our quarterback? Yes. Did my wife actually do the transaction on the phone? Yes. But she did not win the league for us. I did most of the wheeling and dealing through the year with my wife's help, of course, but she was not doing the day-to-day work like I was. So, Tony, do I let this go or do I stake my claim as the actual brains of this operation?
This guy must be only been married for like a year or two.
And he ain't going to make it another year or two.
Let her have this.
Let her have some glory. Come on.
To be quite frank, if she indeed did everything that he is admitting she did.
Yeah, she picked the guy up.
She had a big part in them winning the championship. She may not have been the sole reason, but
they wouldn't have even been in the playoffs if they hung with Aaron Rodgers.
He kind of told on himself when he said they waited too long ahead to take Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, man, let your wife have the glory on this. She did insist in week 1, not week 6.
Right, it wasn't even a last-second thing.
He hadn't even really done nothing yet.
Yeah,
she said, hey, let's get Matt Stafford. You got Matt Stafford. You won the title. Let her bask in that glory.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to rule that when the trophy comes out, her name goes above his on the little marquee. But I do want to add one thing to this, because Tony ruled the way he did. I will rule the same way. And I believe Scraby kind of agrees with this ruling. So, since you agree with this ruling, I want to remind you that when you win the fantasy baseball championship at the end of this year, it was me who told you to pick up Jordan Walker 2 games into the season, and the guy is hitting a home run every day. So I want my love and flowers at the end of the season. I'm not going to say I did more than you, but I'm going to say that you wouldn't have won without me.
I will co-sign that.
Thank you, Tony.
Guess what? I wouldn't have won without Reynaldo Lopez a few years ago. You did tell me.
We're talking about this year, though.
No, I know. And
he's trying to give me credit for 2 years ago as well, which he didn't really do.
Here's
at the time.
my credit to you, and your name does not go on the trophy because I tell everyone on the radio that you helped me, and so everybody knows that you're a part of it.
I want on the trophy. Matt Scraby with considerable help from Chris Ello. That's how I would like it. That's how I would like it printed on the trophy.
Yeah, considerable help part actually is kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right, next one. And we did talk about this yesterday, so I'm going to go to you, Tony. Chris, you can obviously add things, but the Warriors announced yesterday they're going to be using some time management techniques with most of their stars on the team. Steph Curry, one of them. And this is an elimination game. They lose, they do not play anymore this season. So many fans are like, what is happening? Why are they time managing during an elimination game? Tony, is this sports malpractice?
Well, I think just before he answers, I think you had to add to the fact that there's been so much talk, whether right or wrong, about tanking. And I think that everybody just assumes now that we're in the playoffs that everyone's going to be trying as hard as they can. So are the Warriors telling on themselves a little? And does this look bad for the league? I would add that to Scraby's question.
All right, Tony, go ahead.
Do we know what this means? Do any of you guys know what this means?
It means we don't know exactly how many minutes, but Steph Curry, Porzingis, and Al Horford are all on time management restraints.
But no one knows what that
according
means.
to Steve Kerr.
No one knows what that means. You're right.
Right.
So you guys are
I guess you're right. It could be 47 and a half minutes, but I kind of doubt it.
It could be 30 minutes. I mean, ultimately, they're going to go about it the way they're going about it with Steph Curry in particular, because he's been pretty banged up pretty much. He missed a whole bunch of the year this year, hasn't he?
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get all up in arms until I actually see what this is. Time management. I didn't even see this. Where was this announced at?
I saw it on ESPN.
It was on the Chris Ello personal feed yesterday.
Oh, it was. Okay.
No, it was out there.
ChrisElloblog.com.
No, you can find it, Tony. It's out there.
I'll look for it. But
yeah, look for it.
I it's hard for me to get up and on. If indeed this time management, I don't even know that I've heard that.
I just don't know that it sounds great, Tony. I'm not trying to rule definitely against the Warriors, because you're right. Maybe Steph Curry's going to play a big chunk of the game. I just don't know that in a league that is already answering all these questions.
What would be the benefit of them doing that, though?
The Clippers would be, because they could win the game easier if the Warriors are going to sit guys out or time manage guys in an elimination game.
What would be the people who time are tanking or in that conversation are trying to get a pick?
Yes.
What exactly are the goals
it could be argued that by losing a playoff game, you are now not in the playoffs, which puts you in the lottery.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. I'll hold my response until I see actually how it plays out today.
I kind of agree with you on that last one, Chris.
You agree with me?
I don't think they're trying to play for a lottery spot,
no,
but
I think
it's an okay result.
Tony's giving a more reasonable ruling here. But my ruling is going to still be given based on what I'm seeing around the league right now. Those of us who know the game, Tony, you know it well enough. I do.
I know it too.
I didn't include you in there. People that know the game well enough understand limiting this, limiting that. But when a headline comes out before a play-in game that says Warriors to time manage Curry in the play-in game, I think a lot of people just see that, don't read anything else, and I think it's a bit of a scar on a league that's already struggling.
At some point, when is the onus on the people to actually read what is actually in it? Come on.
I was just about to say, I'm a headline reader over
You're
here.
a headline reader.
At some point, you can't just read headlines, people. You got to actually take the time.
We do that.
I hate reading too, but I have to do it.
But guess what? I click on the article. It takes me to some ad. I have to click out of the ad, and then I have to go enter my Athletic thing, and then I have to go back to the article because the Athletic didn't redirect me back to the article.
Well, let's just hope that the Warriors aren't up by 4 points with 6 minutes to go and Steph Curry sits out the next 5 minutes, because people are going to say, what the hell are you doing?
Well, if he does that, then that's insane.
Well,
all right, real quick, last one. My neighbor loves to blast his music in the garage. He usually has some god-awful yacht rock playing, and I have meetings for
yacht rock? What is that?
Yeah.
Is he blasting Christopher Cross, or what is he doing?
No, yacht rock is like soft rock, I guess.
Yes, Christopher Cross is soft rock.
Oh, I thought Christopher Cross was Crisscross, like the band where they wear their pants backwards.
No,
First of all, that's not a band. They weren't
a rap
a band.
group.
Yes. Band.
Sorry. But they said they were listening, and I have meetings there today. I may have gone a little too far. A couple of times he left it blasting while he was in the house. So I had a big meeting coming up, and I went in his garage, turned off the music.
Wait, you went into this dude's garage and did
This
this?
person
You trespassed?
He came out confused, looking around like, who turned off my music? And guess what? I did it again.
When he went back in?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So no harm, no foul, right, Chris?
By the letter of the law, a lot of harm, a lot of foul.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
However, by my own ruling and dislike of people playing loud music and not caring about others, I'm going to let you walk out my courtroom scot-free, my friend.
But if they
Just
get caught
don't
again?
do it again.
Okay. All right.
I'm
We'll
going to
slap
let you
on the
go.
wrist.
I think you made your point, and that should hopefully take care of the
I
situation.
think the best part is the guy's confused. He
Yeah,
thinks there's
right.
like
How
a
did that
ghost in the
happen?
garage
Yeah,
or something. Tony, so no harm, no foul on this, right?
I forgot the question.
Well, he walked into the house, turned off the music. The guy, and so he's been doing this now because this is what he does.
I think that's a scary proposition in today's day and age. You walk into somebody's garage.
He could get shot next time.
You could literally lose your life walking into somebody's garage.
And as
unannounced and touching things at that.
as he's like bleeding out on the ground, he's like, turn off the on rock.
But now, yeah, right. Now that this case is over, I'm going to send you home, but I'm ordering a subpoena to bring in your neighbor because I want to yell at that guy for not having any respect for the rest of the neighborhood.
Oh, you're going to subpoena the neighbor. I like it. I
am. That's the guy here.
Is he playing the music at like all times of night?
Apparently, no, it's like all day, every day.
Okay.
I don't know
Sounds
about
like
night, but it's messing up his work.
According to this
funny.
letter, it's too loud, so turn it down.
You know what's funny is I have a neighbor that in my neighborhood, and me and my wife consider ourselves like the cool neighbors, like the ones that. But man, they had this music playing. It was on a weekday, mind you, and it was going to like 12. I could hear it inside my house. Like it's pretty good insulation there, but it was coming through the walls.
Wow.
And my wife was like this close to call. I was like, don't do that. We can't. I don't want to be the people calling.
Yes, the Gwynns down the street called on you, sir.
Let's not do that. Let them have their fun. Just if we decide to do it, we ain't asking permission. We finna just play our music as loud as they had there.
But I think it's hard to do your work when you hear "Sailing, Take Me Away."
Actually, that might actually be a little.
It's a Christopher Cross song.
All right, thank you.
Not saying very well, but that is one of them.
All right, that's it for Sports Court. We have Chris versus the fans next.
Sailing.
You will be qualified for Padres Phillies tickets on Memorial Day, field level tickets if you win. So give us a call, 833-288-0973. Chris, take us away.
Heard it could be. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Beautiful.
Padres Mariners today.
Gonna hang a star for Jackson Mariners.
closing in on a round of Chris versus the Fans. Before we get to that, I want to remind everybody that we're going to be giving you and a guest a chance to go away with Weezer, the group Weezer, the great song Beverly Hills, the Gathering Tour. You can get hooked up with flights. You get a 2-night hotel stay. You get a pair of tickets to see the show. Plus, you get to meet and greet them, which means, if it was just a meet, you just shake hands. But it's a meet and greet, so you can shake hands and go, hello, Weezer. You can greet them.
Yeah, how do you address Weezer?
Like I just did.
You collectively say Weezer.
Hello, Weezer. Meet and greet with the band. You also get a signed set list, which is basically, I'm trying to knock it, but it's a piece of paper with some songs written on it. It's all thanks to Live Nation and Crush Music. All you have to do is enter and listen to us on the Odyssey app. Download the free app, create your account, favorite our station, then listen for an hour each day and get your daily entry. Come back each day for another chance to win. It's a national contest. Good luck to all of you. I don't know why I was just doing some running around online there during the break, and I discovered that Gus Frerotte was the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins in Nick Saban's first year.
For everybody who wonders what we do during breaks,
that's what
Chris does.
That's what I do. I don't know. I got on a kick to find out a bunch of no-name quarterbacks, and his name popped in, and I went, and it said he quarterbacked for the Dolphins, and I didn't remember it at all.
I don't
20 years ago. Right. I don't think he remembers it. I didn't remember it. Padres play the Mariners tonight. The news is not good at all for Nick Pivetta. We had AJ Cassavell on. He had spoken to Pivetta, he and other writers. Pivetta basically told them it's going to be a while. We'll play you what he said here in a little bit because we got to get to our game show. But Pivetta's not coming back anytime soon. I hate to tell everybody. I don't think I'm reading into that incorrectly. Craig Stammen would then tell the media today, we're looking at weeks or months, not days. And Stammen said he's, confident he'll pitch again this season, but he also says you never know.
Tony also texted us and said, more on Pivetta, flexor strain, rehab it, take some time off, get it right, weeks or months than days. Pretty confident he'll be back this year, but not totally positive.
Yeah. I mean, you got to almost start thinking the worst if you're the Padres, and you got to find something somehow to replace your number one starter.
Tony told us something earlier on the show that caught my attention. They're going to rest this. They're going to see if the inflammation goes down. And that is when we'll know what's going on with Nick Pivetta, because then they can image it.
We already know what's going on. It's not good.
It's a flexor strain, Chris.
I know that, but Matt Waldron is going to be starting more than one game.
I think he is.
Yes, I do too. All right, let's play some Chris versus the Fans. Let's get back in the good graces of the listeners and hand out a prize here or something.
Or something.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. We always have great prizes, but I think this one will make everybody very happy. If you win, you'll be qualified for a chance to win this month's grand prize, a pair of field-level seats to Padres and Phillies on Memorial Day. Now, that is one day after my birthday, and it's a day game on that Monday, Chris. I think it's a 3:40 game on that Monday. So
your day's the day after Memorial Day.
Day before.
And Lori's, I think, this year is the day after or 2 days after. You and Lori are close on birthdays.
My mom's May 28th, so
all right.
We got lots of birthdays in May.
Yeah. That's why I always forget to get you something for your birthday.
That's okay.
Because I'm too busy getting my wife something, and I'm focused on that only.
I would like to know if people think this is okay, but because I don't make a big deal about my birthday, at all, I don't care if no one gets me gifts. Does that mean I'm off the hook for everybody else?
No. Because other people expect to get gifts.
That's weird.
Yes, they do.
All right. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll be getting that question for free today. Let's go to Kyle. Hello, Kyle.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Kyle.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Are you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. What number?
I'm also a first timer.
Oh, he just got it in.
You did. I didn't even finish the question.
Got it in at the buzzer.
All right, here we go to question number 2. What Tigers rookie went 4 for 5 in his major league debut against the Padres this year?
He was a pest that day.
Shoot, his name's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, no.
Was it
Say it again?
Niggle? Kevin? I think.
I'll give it to him.
You're going to give it to him?
It's McGonagall, but...
Well, I don't know what he said.
McGonagall, that's
he
what
said McGonagall.
McGonagall?
Yes.
Yeah, it could be pronounced that way.
Tony said that too, actually.
Well, it could be pronounced that way in certain regions of the world. I think in Tanzania they pronounce
they say it McGonagall?
Yeah, I think in Tanzania
Okay.
that's good. So.
All right, well, we're in Tanzania for this
for the moment
segment.
All right, good for
All
you.
right, here
Kyle.
we go.
You're
Kyle.
on to the final thing here. Good
Question number 3.
McGonagall. Yeah. Ding ding.
What team scored the least amount of points in a single NBA game this season? Lowest amount of points all year long.
That was probably the Charlotte.
Tried Charlotte.
Stay there.
I got to tell you, Scrape, these are really bad ones.
These
I know
are not bad.
I know you love
You're
them.
an NBA guy.
Of course I am, but you're asking me to remember the score of every single game played in the NBA this year.
These
That's
things
absurd.
stick out. To know that they scored so few points, that sticks out. I'm not asking you to, like, how many times has this team scored 90 points?
Minnesota.
Wow.
You win. What do you mean, wow?
Wow,
What do you mean, wow? I didn't get the question right at 30-1 odds.
Stay there, Kyle.
Just picking any team. It could be the Lakers. It could be a great team that scored a bad game.
We talked about this game.
When?
During the season, because the Nets only scored 66 points in a game this year.
Okay. Well, that's good for you, Kyle. You win. Stay on the line. You're going to be potentially heading to the Padre Philly game.
Yes.
Sitting in the good, cozy seats down there.
It is cozy near the field. It's very hot, though. There's not much air moving around down there.
Down on the field? Are you saying it's always too warm down there, huh?
It's not too warm, but it's warm.
Good on you, Kyle, and sorry to everybody else who wanted a chance, but Scraby asked me an absurd question, and he gets so mad when I say that.
No, I'm actually not mad because
you're basically
you're
asking me to
basically
find
saying because you didn't know it was a bad question.
That's right.
Okay.
No,
Well,
but I don't like needle in a haystack questions. Which is there's a needle in the haystack. See if you can find it.
I don't think that was a needle in the haystack.
The lowest scoring game okay. How many games are played in the NBA per year? 428,000. And you know what? The teams only try to win about half of them. Unfortunately.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Chris.
You didn't. You made Kyle's day.
I will start all over on my questions tomorrow.
Perfect.
And make
Throw them all away.
That they're easy.
No, I don't. Anyway, we have this conversation way too much. Here's the thing with Kyle. He became Christopher the Fan's champion today by saying McGonagall and getting a question that no one knew the answer to.
I will say
it was a good day for you, Kyle.
Yeah, I will say that is one of the most creative backdoor wins we've ever had. But
yeah, that's a creative
McGonagall.
I don't know how you dinged that. I mean, it was so far off that I can't believe you gave it to him.
Because Tony had problems with the name, too.
McGonagall, though.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, stay online, Coil. Padres lineup is out. Padres and Mariners are playing. We'll get in on that. And if you missed the Nick Pivetta, we'll hear him talking about the injury that's going to cause him to miss probably most of this season. It's coming up. Yeah, that's about how we feel about it. I mean, that's fair. Gwynn and Chris continues after traffic.
From the 855 Kent Ross Traffic Center.
Take some time. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but have a good medical staff here, trying to do the right things and just try to get ahead of it.
Have you, I mean, it sounded like as of yesterday, there wasn't necessarily like a plan in place for that process. Do you kind of know what that looks like?
No, I think we're just going to take time to rest and kind of just allow some healing to happen and go from there.
Yeah, Nick Pivetta, that was AJ Cassavell making a guest appearance in that clip. AJ was also on the program today after he spoke with Nick Pivetta, he and some other writers. And, I mean, suffice to say, that was Pivetta there. If that's all you heard, you may think there's some hope, but there really isn't a whole lot of hope for Nick Pivetta to come back anytime soon. I mean, we're talking a month at least. And, I mean, that would be in a perfect scenario. All-Star game, probably at least. Craig Stammen said it, he doesn't think it'll be the whole season, but he can't rule it out. It's really too bad on a lot of levels. One, the Padres need Nick Pivetta. He's the number one starter. Can't take the number one starter off of any team. Even the Dodgers. You can't take Yamamoto out and say they're going to be fine. I mean, they'll have other guys to fill in.
Blake Snell will finally decide to play.
Right. Blake will get healthy, but you know what I'm saying? You can't take a guy like that out of your rotation and say, hey, we're going to be all right. It's going to hurt.
Let's just hope this offense keeps getting better and better.
Offense is going to have to pick it up a little bit here. Can't do too much. Can't try too hard. You've heard that thing before, but yeah, it's a shame. And I think on a personal note, not my own personal note, but on Nick Pivetta's personal note, it's a guy that has worked a career to become what he was last year, which was a top 5 pitcher in the National League. And to become a number one starter did not come easy for Nick Pivetta. He didn't just break onto the scene and go 20-3 with a 1.68 ERA. I mean, it took a lot of work. Boston, Philadelphia, here, there, everywhere. Now he's a super guy, number one guy. And now he's, out for an indefinite amount of time. It is too bad.
That's the phrase right there. Too bad.
I think so. I really do. You don't like to see anybody get hurt, guys like this especially. So the Padres are going to have to, find a way. I mean, you might be able to stew over it here for an hour or two, but tonight, guess what? The Mariners are going to be playing, and they're not going to be feeling sorry for you.
And guess what? The Padres are going to have Randy Vasquez.
Last year it used to be, now it's the opposite. Vasquez starts. Hancock, youngster for the Mariners
John
tonight.
Hancock's relative.
Related here. I'm looking at some of the worst players in Major League Baseball so far this year. And
Vinny Pasquantino's one of them.
I got to be honest. Yes, he is. I got to be honest with you. This is like an all-star list of guys that are really doing badly.
Really?
Yeah. Like these aren't no-name guys. The ranking right now, ranking 201st out of 201 qualified batters. Okay. With the worst OPS in baseball, Harrison Bader of the Giants. He's hitting 145. I'm sorry. His on base is 145. His OPS is 338. Nobody in baseball lower. The guy is 6 for 52. He's hitting 115. Caleb Durbin. Red Sox pretty happy they traded for him. Play third base. Not so far. He's hitting 127. He's got no home runs. Your guy, Vinny Pasquantino. What is happening?
Oh, he's terrible.
Vinny went crazy in the WBC.
He did.
Hit the 3 home run game, didn't he?
Why do you think I
picked him up? Yeah, he's hitting 143, no HRs. None. He's hitting 392 OPS. That's OPS, not batting average. Cedric Mullins, Tampa Bay. This guy was all-star material with the Orioles. Cedric Mullins is 1 home run, 437. I'm getting to the 400s now on OPS. Josh Naylor, the Mariners hit his first 2 home runs Sunday. He's up to a 134 batting average. It was way lower than that before Sunday. Alec Boehm who we'll talk a little bit more about in the Big Five.
Yeah.
This guy's got some problems with his parents. Nobody should have to have. He's also got some problems at the plate. He's 9 for 59.
I wonder if that's part of it.
Could be. I can only report what I report, Scraby. Jake Cronenworth is here. He's 8 for 55. He's got a home run. He's got a double.
Can I tell you what I did on fantasy baseball the other day? I dropped him.
Yeah,
and I know that doesn't really make sense, but he's playing poor enough to drop him.
You're in an American and National League league. You cannot afford to carry a guy hitting 145.
Yeah.
If an all-national league, you could afford to, have him and stash him for a while. But in your league, no, you can't have him. Here's another guy on this list, Michael Busch. 34 home runs last year. Not 14, 34. 0 this year, hitting 161. Here's a guy who thinks he's really, really good. Just ask him. Jazz Chisholm.
He does think he's very good.
You know how many home runs he's got?
He better have like 20 because he said he was going 50-50 this year.
He's got 0.
Okay. Well, he needs to pick up the pace.
Yes, he does. He's hitting $1.77. Cal Raleigh's on this list. $1.45.
Now, do you think this is karma for not shaking Randy Rosarena's hand at the World Baseball
I would
Classic?
say it is, except for I think Randy Rosarena's on the list too. They're both doing badly. Anyway, those are some guys that, there was one Padre on there, unfortunately, Jake, but this kind of thing happens the first 3 weeks of every season. It'll be interesting to see, which guys snap out of it. Here's another guy, Pete Crow Armstrong. One home
just
run.
Got that contract.
One home run hitting 221. He's supposed to be the next super duper star. Geraldo Perdomo finished 3rd in the MVP balloting last year, Scrabe. 1 home run, 194. It's a mean game.
I'm feeling a little bit better about the Padres lineup
Aren't
right
you?
now.
It's a mean game. It's mean. It doesn't take any prisoners.
You definitely can't predict it.
There's Fernando, no home runs, hitting 242. At least he's 145th.
At least he's hitting 242. He was hitting 180 something last week.
Yeah, you know what Fernando's OPS is right now? It's the same as his area code.
619, huh?
That's what it is. Yeah, that's not very good for a guy of Fernando's stature. Just real quick, do you know who the leader is in Major League Baseball right now in OPS?
Oh, I saw.
I know who you'd guess, but you'd be wrong.
I saw this the other day.
Did you?
I'm not going to come up with it.
All right. 3rd place right now, Andy Pajes at 1131. 2nd place, Yordan Alvarez, 1175. And with an OPS of 1245. No, he's in the top 5. But this guy is Ben Rice.
Really?
Yankees. 1245 on the OPS right now.
Did not expect that.
Yeah, Jordan Walker's 5th as the home run leader with 8. Brandon Lau right behind him with 7 homers. All right, Gwynn and Chris break, and then Tony's back for today's Big 5.
Gwynn and Chris.
Remember our old friend, Emilio Pagan?
Oh, yeah.
I like Emilio, man. He's a guy I kind of root for. Pagan got the save last night for the Los Rojos over Los Gigantes. But he felt a little wince following the last pitch of the game. A little tightness in the old hammy for Emilio. Reds manager Terry Francona today saying that not as serious as initially feared. Might see Emilio out for a day or two there. As I said, I like Emilio. And I like Francona, and I think the Reds are going to be in the hunt all year.
Probably.
Rockies starting to return to form. They've lost 5 in a row. Kyle Freeland, 15-day injured list. Inflammation in his shoulder. Now, that's a little different than Pivetta inflammation, which is now a flexor.
Yes, it's officially a flexor strain. So there's apparently nothing wrong with the elbow, but
the tightness was felt in the elbow.
Which I'm sure, Chris, the flexor goes back here. It connects all together.
The flexor bone connects to the ulna bone,
the knee bone connects to the ankle bone.
And all of it comes together at the coccyx.
That's a tailbone, everybody. Who's
Pivetta's out a lot longer than I think Freeland will be out, unfortunately. Giants put outfielder Harrison Bader on the 10-day IL. I think they just heard me read the stat that he has the lowest OPS in all of baseball.
He's on the IL for being embarrassed.
For being lousy. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they came up with an injury. Wrists. No, wait. What has he got? Oh, hammy for Bader. Hamstring.
He does deal with hamstrings often.
Looked like he was limping along there. I don't know. One more thing. Jorge Soler's suspension trimmed to 4 games after he went after Reynaldo Lopez.
I think he should have got 2.
Lopez should have got 2 games, not 4. I mean, 2 starts.
Yeah.
They need to start doing that differently, I think, to be fair. Let's check traffic. And I think it's a really good Big 5. I feel good about it.
5 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Aller.
Caltrans Asset Management reminds you that work continues this weekend on southbound 805. There's a debris spill on the 5 south at the 15 in the right lane and north on the 15 at the 8. You have a crash. Caltrans Asset Management work continues this weekend on southbound 805. with the closure of all lanes from the 5 and 805 split to Governor Drive on April 17th at 9 p.m. to April 19th at 5 a.m. Expect delays and use Interstate 5 for travel south of Sorrento Valley. I'm Sue Wilder with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Chris and I are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios where we know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. And the latest news of McGonagall getting a big old deal from the Tigers got me thinking this morning.
Number 5.
And a lot of teams are now giving their young stars money early and buying out their arbitration. Mason Miller is one of those guys who has 3 more years of arbitration, is right now probably the best closer in baseball. So, Chris, you're up first here. Would you offer him a contract that keeps him with the Padres and buys out his arbitration?
I would be hesitant to do that.
Okay.
As much as I want Mason Miller to close games for the Padres forever, like when I'm in 2049 season, I want Mason Miller wheelchairing out of the bullpen,
throwing a 104.
So the song from Korn.
Are you ready?
Yeah, and still throwing, sliders that break in half. So, I want Mason Miller there. But every time this happens, I think I get why these teams are doing it. The smaller market teams, it's their way to try to keep up with, some of the big boys. It's an incredible risk, though. I mean, it really is. I mean, you're giving $50 million to a Milwaukee shortstop who's hardly ever played above Double-A. Like, you don't really know that he can even do the job. So it's such a risk. And obviously, if he comes up and he's a star, then you won the risk. But when it comes to a pitcher, I think the risk is too much. Nick Pivetta felt a twinge the other day.
That is true.
That could change everything. Mason Miller throws 104. It is superhuman, but how long can that happen? I don't know that I'd be willing to risk 6 or 7 more years of paying him, $20 million a year?
No, it wouldn't be like that. The Padres are going to get a deal because they're buying out his arbitration.
Well, you're going to be risking somebody's $80 million here that Mason Miller can pitch for 10 more years. I would love to see it happen. I would not risk it for a pitcher.
Okay. Tony, why are you laughing again?
Couple of reasons. I decided to time it today when I logged on.
Yeah.
See how long it took for us actually to get into our segment. 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which is an improvement.
That is an improvement. I was going to say, that is good. That is good.
Now that you brought that up, I would like to know from moving forward, what is really going on for those 3 minutes and 30 seconds? Because I know I'm just sitting here ready to talk.
You know what's going on,
and you're
Chris?
doing the same. So
I
don't know what he's doing.
I'm having
there.
Conversations with you guys while I'm setting the computers up. I'm telling you about my plumbing issues that I have at the house right now.
I know when I'm in a hotel room trying to join the show on the road, I get hooked up faster than that, and I don't even know what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm proud of us, guys.
Okay. All right.
Very
the
proud.
other reason that I was smiling was because you are so sure that the Padres are going to get a discount if this thing actually happens.
But no, hold on. Isn't that why these teams do it? Because they're not going to have to pay these guys full value?
Here's the deal, though. Those guys haven't even started their time yet.
Right.
So they have like 6 years.
Okay, all right.
And so, yes, you then are selling off the 3 years that you first get a chance to make some money. Mason's already into his.
Yeah.
He's like halfway through. So, like, he would be giving up his arbitration year. If it's a 2-year deal, 3-year deal, then cool. I'm sure he'd be willing to do it. But if anything longer, that means he's giving up his free agent years, which I would venture to believe that he has gotten to this point without signing a deal. He is likely going to wait it out until he gets to free agency. I mean, just look at the last couple of closers that got to the open market. They cashed in, you know?
Yes.
They did, yeah.
And so, and by the way, to Chris's point, maybe a little risky, right? I mean,
It is
Tanner
risky
Scott,
for a pitcher. Man.
Diaz is all kind of banged up right now. His velocity's down. So, like, I don't know. Closers are a little bit different. The guys who have recently signed have been position players that are, I mean, super young, their clock, just started or hadn't started yet.
That's true.
So it's a different thing than at that point if you can get a guy who has a couple of games in the big leagues to sign a 6-year, 7-year, 8-year deal. He's giving up, in those cases, I think the kid in Pittsburgh signed an 8-year deal.
Yeah.
So he gave
for 150.
So he gave up 2 of his free agents here, but he was also a long ways away from it. So it kind of makes sense from his standpoint. If you're Mason, you're like 2 years away, 3 years away from getting a huge payday. And here's the other thing I think we got to keep in mind. And I started thinking about this when I walked by Paul Skeens the other day for the first time, like up close and personal.
He's huge, I've heard.
These dudes who are built, these are like lab-built people. He's like the LeBron James of baseball, right? Like that's how big Paul Skeens was. And I'm not exaggerating. His feet are like boats. He was like he was like proportioned evenly. And so I was telling somebody, I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of these dudes like Nolan Ryan, like just did get hurt. His mechanics are like flawless. He repeats them. Now listen, I say all that, pitchers get hurt all the time, but Mason Miller is also built in a similar way. And he's doing it for an inning, most of the time. Sometimes a little bit longer. Chapman's another guy. He ain't had too many injuries, right? Other than something that's been he hadn't too many arm injuries, right? He has consistently been able to do that. So there's a bunch of caveats in there. These guys are Mason Miller, the Chapmans, the Scoobles, the Skeens. These guys are like ginormous human beings. So they may not get hurt, but to Chris's point, it's a risk when it's a closer. So I don't know that I would jump to it. If I'm Mason Miller, I'm pretty close to it at this point. I might as well just go ahead and thug it out and wait.
Thug it out. His arbitration salary is not going to be low if he finishes this year as the best closer in baseball.
Don't let this dude win the Cy Young, like Chris said. This is going to
it's going to get very expensive. And
Wow.
Both of you made great points to sway me because I thought, yeah, let's do this. But you're right. He's 27 years old. Why would he do this more so than why would?
And look, I said it earlier, though, guys. You don't have to worry about the Cy Young. 2 of the 3 guys who faced him last night hit the ball. So I think it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over for him.
I was, his slider looked a little weak last night.
Yeah, it was not impressive.
Number 4.
All right, this is a serious one. Boston Red Sox outfielder Jarren Duran directed an obscene gesture toward a fan at Target Field as he returned to the dugout after a 5th-inning groundout yesterday. Duran, who has spoken about addressing his mental health, said a fan made a personal comment that crossed the line. Quote, "Somebody just told me to kill myself. I'm used to it at this point, I mean, bleep happens. I'm going to flip somebody off if they say something to me, but it is what it is. I shouldn't react like that, but that kind of stuff is still kind of triggering." And then he goes on to say, "Honestly, it's my fault for talking about my mental health because I kind of brought in the haters. So I've just got to get used to it. I was trying to hold it in and not really bring that up to the team. I mean, we're trying to win a game. I shouldn't even bring that up to anybody. It just happens." I guess question for you, Tony, is it okay for him to flip off the fan in this instance?
I'm torn on this one, man. Like, the more I live life, the more I've started to believe that we need to get back to, like, there being consequences for stupid stuff that's being said. I'm sorry. Like, I know we don't want to be violent, and we don't want to, but in the 80s and 90s, somebody would have got punched in their mouth for saying that, and we would have moved on.
Probably get punched in the mouth by the fan sitting next to them.
Sitting next to him, right.
Yeah.
We would have moved on. But, we don't live in that type of world anymore. And what is he supposed to do? Just eat that all the time? Like, he's actually talking about not sharing that.
Yeah, that's the worst part of the whole thing.
To me, that is the worst part, right? He's talking about being regretful of actually ever mentioning that he had some mental health issues, right? I think that's all bad. Like, we want people to feel like they can talk about their mental health struggles. And when you got and this all feeds into the same thing to me. It goes, gambling's connected to this, like all of it is, right? You tell somebody to go kill themselves because they made it out, like, really?
And a guy who admitted that he had tried to.
Should he not be able to flip somebody off if they did that? Like if it was a car that, we see that all the time. Somebody pulls in front of you, somebody flips you the bird all the time. No big deal. We move on. I get it. He's a professional athlete. He has, kids watching, but he also is a human. And those things, how can that not be triggering?
Yeah.
When you've actually thought about doing something along those lines. So I'm not mad that he did what he did. There's consequences for this. So whatever the consequences are, he got to eat them. Sounds like he's willing to do so.
Yep.
But I can't be mad at a dude for flipping the bird at someone that told him to kill himself after making it out.
Yeah.
Like it seems. No, I know it's not even a small deal at this point. Like, people just say and do what they want, especially fans, with no recourse at all. And I think that's, this was his way. This is his only way to give back. Well, he can't go in the stands. Can't do that.
No.
That's all bad. So I guess he's just supposed to ignore it and keep it moving.
I don't know. Ron Artest made a career out of it. No.
Chris, what do you think?
Well,
should he be allowed to flip off the fan?
Yes, and I was more in the middle until Tony spoke, and I tend to agree with Tony. I do think there should be consequences. I wish everybody that cut me off, I could just ram into their car, and my
you
car,
mean you guys don't? That's what I do.
Right, and my car doesn't get dinged. You know what I mean? But it's just not an option. The one thing I would say that maybe, and he could flip him off and then still do this, and I think it's high time now that athletes start going the extra moment or two, which may seem soft to some.
What do you mean by going the extra moment or two?
Going and getting an usher and saying, that guy right there, get him out of the stadium now. I don't think if you start doing that, I think the others even sitting around are going to see this. And I do think there can start being some consequences. And I do think that the camera is going to say, hey, there's a commotion by the Red Sox dugout. They're, holding somebody.
They're going to be doing this right here, the fans.
Yeah.
Yes, they
right.
will.
So, and they're stringing the guy up by his, neck, and they're wheeling him out of here. Well, why did that happen? So maybe that could be something that I would advise, even though I think a lot of us say, God, I don't want to go through that. I just want to flip him off and get back to the game. That might be something that is necessary.
I agree with that. You know what sports does that? Have you seen it more?
Is it NBA?
Yeah. Yeah. You got guys, basically walking over to ushers like, hey, get this dude out of here.
Get him out.
The referees, they help us. Say it needs to be the same thing.
My favorite golfer, I think, did it during the Ryder Cup. Rory McIlroy. Didn't he get he got the whole gallery thrown out practically, or he tried to.
the random shot at Rory McIlroy.
It's not a shot. And this time I agreed with him.
All right.
Number 3.
Good conversation, guys. We got to speed up a little bit, but there are many sources out there saying that Live Golf is going to have a bombshell announcement coming down any day now. The executives are meeting right now. No one's saying if it's actually true, but reporters are hearing that Live is going to announce they're shutting down. So if Live,
right,
this is what the reports are saying. Chris, if Live shuts down, I want to go back to a world where it's PGA Tour only. Does the PGA Tour need some form of competition?
I think Live has served its purpose.
I do too.
I think Liv's purpose was to come along and show the PGA that if they didn't start treating their members better, they could start losing some of them. And then they lost some of them. So I think the PGA has probably learned its lesson, and I think Liv has served its purpose. And if it does go away, I got to be honest with you, it is not going to change my sports world even the slightest. I'll barely even notice they're gone. I'm going to say the PGA Tour has hopefully learned its lesson. And if Liv does go away, then the PGA Tour can say, you know what, we survived it, we got a reprieve, and now let's not make this mistake again.
Tony, does the PGA Tour need some form of competition?
No, they never needed competition. They needed we need a one golf world back to where it was.
We kind of do.
We do. That's the way it was better that way. People were paying more attention when it was that way.
Yeah.
I knew that it was a matter of time. Like, how long was it decide cats?
Even people with endless money get tired of losing money.
Yeah, that's crazy. They do have endless money too,
but they do still get tired of losing.
They get tired of
it. I would think so too. Yeah. People are pointing to Bryson DeChambeau having a terrible Sunday, and they're like, it's because they only play 3 rounds.
Yeah, people also think that Toddy only got hits because he played second base.
That's true.
It's a stretch. That's a stretch.
He was back in right field. He only got 1 hit last.
Bryson DeChambeau had a bad Sunday because he played crappy. And
maybe it was his 3D printed 5-iron.
That too didn't help.
All right.
Number 2.
Phillies third baseman Alec Bohm fired super agent Scott Boras just months before he hits free agency, according to The Athletic. The move coincides with Bohm's legal battle against his parents, whom he is suing to recover over $528,000 withdrawn from a brokerage account. He previously sought $3 million claiming fraud, which the parents deny. Although Boris' involvement, there's no questioning in any of this. Bohm's parents had initially steered him towards Scott Boras. So now Bohm is back with the agent that he had before Boris. Tony, I'm just going to switch directions completely.
I have so many questions. It went from $3 million to $528,000.
That's what I read, yes.
If he holds out any longer, they'll be asking for $25.
I don't know how it went from $3 million to $528,000, but anyway, should something like this be off limits to reporters?
No. I mean,
interesting.
His parents were handling his cash. He made a public, he made it a public matter once he decided to sue.
I would think that nobody came up to Alex Bohm and said, "Boy, you've been wearing some ratty shoes lately. Are you out of money?" Like, this sounds like something he volunteered.
He did.
He must have, right?
He put it out there.
He did.
Yeah. So reporters did what they do at that point. So I don't think this one is off limits. I just have so many questions, man. Like, I couldn't fathom my parents stealing money from me, and I know that it certainly happens. But I also have questions of, okay, you said $3 million at first. Now you've gone down to $528,000. Is this what you thought they stole, and now you realize this is
maybe that's all he can prove that they stole?
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think this is off limits for.
But what does Scott Boras have to do with it, other than the fact that you just wanted to bring up the story?
No. Bohm said in 2020 when he was choosing an agent, quote, he was under considerable duress from his parents to choose Scott Boras.
So he's blaming
He's trying to disassociate himself with anything his parents had him do, probably.
Okay, fair enough. And you know what? I don't think Scott Boras has to give back any of the Jaguars he owns. He'll be fine.
Oh, cars.
Cars, yeah. No, he might own some real ones,
wait,
too.
He has a bunch of Jaguars in his backyard?
He very well could.
That'd be awesome.
He's got to have more money than anybody like on Earth, or pretty darn close to it.
I don't know. Elon Musk has that.
I'm thinking about Earth.
I'm thinking Scott Boras could fund the Live Tour for at least a year.
He might.
This is a sad story, and I don't think we know enough about the intricacies of it all, other than to just hope that Alex Bohm's able to work this out and move on from it. I hate to think that anybody has to do. Look, we all have kind of issues with our parents, but that's off the charts.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, real quick. The Washington Commanders unveiled new uniforms for the upcoming season, and they're going back in time a little bit, using uniforms that look very similar to the ones they wore when they were the Redskins.
Okay.
So I'm putting it up on the screen now, these new uniforms that they have.
Yeah, they look about the same as what they've been wearing.
Was that different than last year?
It's got more Redskin accents to it.
All right.
You also have the black helmet with the spear through it. And
Very
you
good.
have the yellow line and the white down the middle of the top of the helmet, which is Redskin involved as well.
All right.
So, Chris,
yes.
What do you think?
I think it's one step closer to calling them the name that they should be called. And I have as much respect for anybody out there, I believe, as anyone, but I don't understand why people make such a big deal out of, I really think the whole thing's kind of a bit of a fugazi. I
wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I could get in trouble here. I'm going to get in trouble here. Redskins does seem like it's a put down, but I don't think, the owner of the Redskins was the most racist person on earth. He probably called them that. Forget it. Maybe some of the others can come back, but not this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's bad. So,
all right, Tony, what do you think about the uniforms?
I like them. They look good. I don't really recognize the change in them.
I don't either.
The black uniform.
You know what I should have said is that I want them to go back to the name they should be. The Washington Football Club.
The football team.
Or team, yes. That's what they should be.
They should have never changed. I like. That was their only chance to name their team the Washington Football Team and leave it. And they blew it.
They blew it, man. Come on.
All right. Game 2 of the Vetter Cup.
Stop saying that. Everybody hates him now.
The Padres and the Mariners will talk to you up until Sam's pregame at 5:40 on 97.3 The Fan.
San Diego's home. It's where I was born, raised, and where sports mean everything. From the diamond to the gridiron, from high school gyms to Petco Park, we're covering it all. It's the Braden Soprenet Show, weekdays from 10 to 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Oh, you did.
Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris, everybody.
Next break, Chris.
Thank you. Happy hour getting underway here on Gwynn and Chris, brought to you by GL Pools. They are the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pool sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and, say the word radio. You'll get a free month of service just like that. Bill House Studios, we know how. Gwynn and Chris. Tony's down at the ball game, of course. And we had a good, lively Big Five today. And T will be making the call with Jay. You know, Jay.
T and J.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. But when your name's Tony, T sounds good. I've always felt.
I don't
as a short for Tony is, hey,
yeah.
T.
No, I know a lot of people call him T.
I know, but you don't come to somebody named Jesse and go, hey, Jay. That doesn't go.
No.
Doesn't go. Just one of those
things.
Like
it'd be like, hey, M.
No good.
Or hey, C.
Yeah, right. No good.
T, yeah, you're right about that.
But for Tony, T works for some reason. Happy Jackie Robinson Day to everybody. The man who broke the color barrier in baseball and did a whole lot more than that. Celebrated every April 15th. So if you're on your way to the ball game tonight, you will notice once the game starts that number 42 will be the leadoff hitter for the Mariners, and so will every other hitter for the Mariners and the Padres to boot. Everybody wears number 42 on Jackie Robinson Day. It's the least we can do, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I like. Did you have a clip? Something about Griffey talking about how this whole thing started? I thought this was interesting. I didn't know that Ken Griffey Jr. was kind of the guy who kind of started the whole Jackie Robinson movement or Jackie Robinson Day movement. Here's what we have on it.
Prior to that, while I was in the Mariner uniform, and every year they celebrate it, and I'm like, how you gonna celebrate something and not wear his number and honoring him and not wear the number? And so I called Bud at home.
Called him at his house.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Seelig.
Yeah, I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? I said, like, would it be possible if I wore 42 on Jackie Robinson Day? And he says, we had like a 10-minute conversation. He said, hey, is it okay if I call Rachel to make sure it's okay? And I was like, absolutely. And he called me back the next day. He says, we're a go, but, can everybody wear it? I said, the more the merrier. And he said, I think it's good that everybody on that day wears it. I said, perfect. To have everybody do it, I didn't think it was going to go that far and wasn't thinking that big, but it's been an unbelievable thing since day one.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr.
Good for him.
All props. And Bud Selig, who pretty easy to find criticism of that guy. I know Tony doesn't have quite as much because he played for the Brewers, and so he, worked for Mr. Selig. The rest of us thought Bud Selig was really kind of a doofus. I'll be honest with you. It's doofus
I don't know
and
much
unfair.
about him. No,
you don't know the
doofus
word
is
doofus?
fine. No, I know what doofus means. I don't know much about him other than that he did a lot of things that people didn't like.
Well, he oversaw the missing of the World Series in 1994. He oversaw the first tied All-Star game and had no idea what to do. He just
wait. What happened?
They ran out of pitching one night, and Joe Torre and the manager of the National League, whoever that was, came up to Bud Selig sitting in the luxury box in the 12th inning and said, "We don't have anybody else who can pitch." And Bud Selig and everybody looked around like, what the hell do we do?
That is crazy.
And they called the game a tie. They had no other choice. But Bud Selig was just kind of that way. He just always looked like he was a step behind the rest of us. He takes credit for interleague play. He doesn't deserve credit for interleague play. He just so happened to be the commissioner when it finally got put in. Anyway, I was never a fan. I think a lot of people would share that with me. But I'm going to give him a little credit here. Put in Jackie Robinson Day.
I'll give him credit too.
Yeah, a couple of quick notes on Jackie. For the I don't know that everybody in the younger generation under myself, and even to you, Scrape, know a lot about Jackie Robinson other than that he broke the color barrier.
I watched the movie, which I know is not
true
that's
to
life,
something.
but it taught me about his life.
I mean, Jackie Robinson's from SoCal. He went to John Muir High School in Pasadena. I worked at the Pasadena Star News as a sports writer for a couple of years, and Like Jackie Robinson, it was all about Jackie. Pasadena City College, he went to UCLA. He was an incredible athlete. I think he did football. I think he did track and field. And I think he might have even been close to an Olympian. He was just a phenomenal athlete besides, the baseball. And of course, he broke the color barrier in April of 1947, April 15th to be exact. And that's why we celebrate on April 15th. And, the famous thing, if you saw the movie, Branch Rickey, knew that it was time to break the color barrier and pretty much went through the entire minor league system. And Jackie was the chosen one that he would be able to withstand I can't even imagine the kind of stuff that was sent his way.
Just in that one scene in the movie where he's at the plate and the manager's just yelling things at him, and
How about the guy who played that scene as the actor?
Yeah.
Like, you almost had to be like, I don't want to even say this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that was a really tough scene, and I bet you everything was 100 times worse than that.
Jackie Robinson, as a player, was okay, right? He won Rookie of the Year. He won an MVP. He was a 7-time All-Star. He won a batting title. He's in the Hall of Fame for a .313 batting average, 141 home runs, 200 on the stolen base, had an .887 OPS. I think one of the other things that's crazy great about Jackie Robinson, he passed when I was really young, Scrabe. He passed in 1972. He was only 53 years old when he died. But the enduring thing that carries on about Jackie Robinson is that of his amazing wife, Rachel Robinson, who I'm sure seen, everyone's seen out. Yeah. She is still with us, right? Born in
I believe she's 103.
1922. She was born. She is still with us, and I'm sure celebrating her husband's day somewhere today. So anyway, take a moment when you see number 42 tonight at the ballpark, and everyone will be wearing it, and understand why they're wearing it.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Big deal.
I didn't realize, I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until, honestly, I started working here and I started learning more about it.
Yeah. It's something that I think we all need to pause and understand where this world. I mean, it's hard to even believe for some people that are. I think my generation can buy it a little bit more because we touched close enough to the '60s and the '50s and some of that.
Probably,
but a younger, when I'm talking to kids that were born in 2000 or 1994 or whatever, they probably can't even imagine that we honestly used to live in a world where that was happening. Where
I grew up in the 90s, and it was
the Negro athlete was not playing in the same league. Like, what? It's hard to even imagine it now. Different.
Yeah, it really
water
is.
Fountains. Different water fountains.
Bathrooms,
hotels,
on the bus.
Everything.
Yeah.
All right. We've come a long way. We still have a long way to go in some other areas. But Jackie Robinson, take a moment tonight. We'll take a break, get traffic. When we come back, AJ Cassavell was with us earlier. You need to hear this because it's all the latest information you Padre fans want on Nick Pivetta. Well, it's the information you desire. It's not the information you want to hear.
Yeah, that's the way to phrase it.
Yeah, it's coming up next on Gwynn and Chris.
From the 8-5.
right. Herbie Hancock makes his return.
I gotta say, this is one of the creepiest music videos I've ever seen.
Weird video, but this was a pretty big hit back in whenever this came out. We're playing it in honor of the young man Hancock, who's starting tonight for the Mariners.
Yeah, this is how it came up.
This is how it came up anyway. I think Scraby went for John Hancock as a comparison, the signer of the Declaration of Independence, and I went with Herbie Hancock as my most famous Hancock.
I don't know that I could ever watch this music video again. It is creepy.
It's weird, man.
It's a bunch of mannequins like moving around.
I'm with you. It's something you know. When I thought of the name Herbie Hancock today and said it on the air, first thing that popped into my mind was that video. I remembered it. What year was that video? Do you have it?
I think it's 83.
Yeah. So what is that? 40. It's over 40 years old.
Yeah. Let me go back to the beginning. Yeah,
wow.
1983.
So Herbie.
I've definitely heard this song though.
Did I describe it right though with the scratching of the record? Okay.
I couldn't imagine it, but now that I've heard it, yes.
Yeah,
oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't
watch it anymore.
It's so creepy.
Video's getting to you.
I can watch any horror movie in the world, but I can't watch
you
that
can't watch
music
the
video.
Herbie Hancock video for some reason. Welcome back to the show. It is us, yes, and God knows we talk about the wildest stuff. 5:22 is the time. Happy hour. Off and running here. Tony's at the game. He and Jesse have the call. Sam Levitt has the pregame, but first, you need to know what's up with Nick Pivetta. You're going to get the answer. It's not going to be an answer you're happy with. AJ Cassavell from MLB.com gave us the latest. All right, AJ Cassavell is with us here on 97.3 The Fan. He is the Padre beat writer for MLB.com. Hi, AJ. Thanks so much for the time, sir. How are you?
Great. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good. So you told Scrabe there that you were having a little a chat, you and everyone, with Nick Pivetta. Do you want to fill us in on what you can and give us kind of the latest?
Yeah,
what
so
he said.
He talked to a few reporters just a few minutes ago, and essentially said that he's shut down, and it doesn't sound like this is a 1 or 2 start thing. Like it'll be some time. But he also said he was pretty confident that he would pitch again this season. So I don't know the specifics of what the MRI revealed. He wouldn't go into those specifics, which is fair enough. But it sounds as though he thinks he's going to avoid surgery and needs to rest up and kind of get this figured out, and plans to pitch and make an impact at some point. And so I guess you could say probably good news if that's how it all goes, because I mean the goal here is to have Nick Pivetta, Joe Musgrove, Michael King at the front of your rotation in September, October, not in April. And if that seems like what Pivetta's goal is and what he believes he can get to, but not ideal for now, and serious question marks in the rotation. The rotation depth was obviously a concern coming into the season, and it sounds like Pivetta's going to miss some time now.
Boy.
You know, AJ, I was contemplating what I wanted to ask you, and it just dawned on me. Are you still concerned about the Padre offense here as you were after the first?
No, I was not concerned about the Padres offense. My whole point was that we wouldn't be concerned. I know you were giving me some. Yeah, my whole point in the first week of the season was that they were getting unlucky, and there were obviously question marks about the offense. I mean, like whether they could tap into their slug was I think like the second most important question coming into the season behind the rotation depth that they had. But like looking at the offense, I told you this at the time, like this offense was going to get it figured out just because of what we saw, who the guys are, A, and B, the results they were having and the bad luck they were hitting into. The offense is fine. The question is in the starting rotation, and I know we joked about that. I did mention that I was a little concerned about the offense after the first week, which was too early to say that clearly. I wasn't actually concerned. Like I think my next sentence was that give it time, give it 2-3 weeks, and we will be concerned about the rotation and not the offense. And here we are, concerned about the rotation and not so much the offense.
Here's a real question for you though, AJ. What have your thoughts been on how Craig has utilized the extra guys the way he has early in the season?
You know what? As someone who loves a day off and as someone who really appreciates what it does for you, I think it's been great. And these guys are wired obviously way differently than I am, but it is helpful if you get everybody involved and give some of your stars some time off.
Yeah.
Because those consecutive days just pile up. Like it's a lot. And you get to the end of the season and no one, like a lot of these guys don't want that day off, but if they have that 2 days off in April and then a day off in May and then a DH day here and there, you get to September and you're just a little bit fresher. And I think that's kind of what Craig's trying to establish. And it really helps when you have the guys on, you know what, maybe it's a chicken or the egg thing. Like you have guys on the bench that are seriously contributing. Like that needs to be part of this for this all to be possible. But those guys on the bench are playing regularly enough where I think they're getting in a rhythm and they are contributing because they have that rhythm. So I think it's like there's two ways to look at it and both of them are positive. These guys on the bench are contributing significantly. That's partly because they've constructed a roster with a bench that's solid, and it's partly because Craig Stammen's utilizing them pretty well, I think.
AJ Cassavell is with us from MLB.com, and it's bookmarked, and every Padre fan should have it bookmarked to keep up with everything that is going on. AJ's right on top of it. Okay, the Pivetta thing, when it happened, the second it happened, I thought, oh no. I heard you interviewed before anything was said, and you kind of said, oh no. When Musgrove got hurt, I think we all said, oh no. The Padres said, oh no, don't worry about it. 2 or 3 days. It's turned into 42 or 43 days. What is the difference now from when a guy twinges his arm to where it used to be, where I wasn't concerned every time a guy came out of a game now, AJ? It seems like every time somebody leaves a game, it's going to be, it's going to be lengthy.
I think the difference is that we all understand how long the season is now. So, like, if I don't know the specific nature of like what the MRI revealed. Both these guys had MRIs. Like, I don't know the specific nature of it. But if I had to guess, like if this were September, these guys would be on a different timeline than they're on now. Like they could probably ramp up or heal a little faster. But there's also an acknowledgement that like Joe Musgrove was never gonna pitch 33 games this season. He was probably not gonna pitch 25. Like if you can get 20 solid starts out of him, great. Maybe it's less than that as a result of this. But the goal is to understand the length of the season, which by the way now is longer than ever because there are more rounds of the postseason. So if you're gonna get to where you want to get to, you need fresh arms and guys that like if there's a question at all in April, take the extra 2 weeks. Maybe it's not ideal in the standings. Maybe starting Matt Waldron instead of Nick Pivetta an extra 3 or 4 times means you lose an extra game or 2. That is worth it for the long run, for the repercussions of what this means in the playoffs. So I think that's it more than anything. The Musgrove one specifically, the Pivetta one's kind of happening in real time, so we don't know all the details. But the Musgrove one, it's like you don't want to take that risk. Like this is a guy you're trying to get the most out of coming off of Tommy John surgery, which is hard to do. And the best way to do that is to not take chances, is to limit him early. Like this is, I don't want to say, like it's obviously not what the Padres wanted, but if Joe Musgrove ends up making 16 starts this season and he's really good in September, like, and this was a way to kind of limit the starts because he needed to kind of rest and recover and get going, that's not going to be the worst thing.
Yeah, very well said there. AJ Cassavell joins us here at MLB.com. And AJ, Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres today. He has seemingly taken a huge step forward, at least through the first 3 starts of the season. What has impressed you about Randy and the way he's gone about his business?
Just how he continues to get better. I've said this before. He's one of my favorite Padres to watch just because like I'm the type of guy that can be wrong about something and enjoy it. Like I was wrong about Randy Vasquez last season. I thought he would regress and there was no way he was going to keep it up. And instead he kind of proved me wrong by like, rather than regressing to the mean of his numbers of what they should have been, the expected numbers and whatnot, like he got better. His velocity picked up. He made a conscious effort to get himself in better shape this spring so that like that velocity could sustain. He's awesome to watch. He's swinging and missing. And I think he's getting swings and misses. I think the result of the velocity uptick and of the work he did during the offseason is that he doesn't have to nibble as much. Right. So he's not walking as many guys. Like he's just such a fun pitcher to watch. He has a whole bunch of different types of pitches and he uses them in different counts. Like this is a guy who thought out advice from you, Darvish, understanding that advice from you, Darvish, is obviously like that's gold if you're a young pitcher. But you, Darvish, has a lot of different pitches, and he pitches in a way that not many other guys do, and like there aren't many guys that can kind of emulate that. Which isn't to say that Vasquez is now has you, Darvish's arsenal, but it's been cool to see how he's learned to use those pitches and how he's learned to kind of on two different fronts to get himself better, to get himself in the right shape to be ready for the season and have that velocity uptick, and then also how to pitch. He's been one of my favorite Padres to watch so far this season. You know what? I'll just say it. I think he's been my favorite Padre so far this season.
Yeah.
All right. AJ Cassavell, our guy. Real quick, AJ, I would like to know what you're hearing, what we should know, if anything, about Seung-Min Song. And I think he's not just your typical guy that is, was sent down to the minor leagues or, guy that they're trying to get healthy. He's a guy that they spent $15 million on and guaranteed that money to him. I can't imagine they, hope he never makes the big leagues. But also, when I look at the roster, I mean, if you brought him up tomorrow, I don't think you could send Ty France down or anybody. I don't know what you would do or where you'd put him exactly. So what do you think is going to kind of be the thing with Seung-Min Song here over the next month or two, or are we still waiting to find out more?
I think these things have a way of resolving themselves, which isn't to say that like you're wishing for an injury or you're expecting an injury, but that's just how these things work with a roster in the middle of a baseball season. It's a long season, guys get bumps and bruises, and I suspect it'll work itself out. What I'm seeing with Song, and Craig Stammen kind of addressed this yesterday, is they've been he kind of got his reps in, and he had some solid games kind of playing all across the diamond. They've now been using him a little bit more sporadically in a type of bench role, because that's his role. That's going to be his role when he comes to the Padres. He's not going to be playing every day. He's going to be coming off the bench. He's going to be pinch hitting. He's going to be moving around the diamond. So they've kind of started trying to get his feet under him in that capacity now that he's maybe built up fully, like ready, like in terms of his at-bats. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes about. I think there are, like the roster as constructed, like there is not a place for him right now. I think you frankly need Ty France on the roster because he's clearly your best first baseman. Granted, you bring up Song, Cronenworth can slide to first base. But the other options at first base, Andujar, Castellanos, Kevin Sheets, they've done very good things at the plate so far this season. I have not seen it defensively. And so I think Ty France has a place in this roster, and he's hit. So good problem to have, proverbial good problem to have. We hear that all the time. Those types of problems to have, I think, just usually resolve themselves.
And Ty France is back in the lineup tonight. We talked about it earlier with Tony, but Ty France made some hella plays last night in that game.
Oh,
I mean, you win 4-1, you think, it was an easy game. It might have been, but, a couple of those balls get past Ty France. It could be a little different story.
Absolutely.
So he was on it last night. Fernando Tatis Jr. will be idle tonight. Actually, just not in the starting lineup for the first time this year.
So I can't pick him for our hits.
Well, that's right. We got to have our pick to hit. We both were correct last night. I picked Fernando. You picked Ty France. Speaking of the devil, so we both guys got a hit. So we are underway in our streak. But no Fernando in the lineup tonight. And let's see, Gavin Sheets is DH and Castellanos is in right field tonight. All right, who you picking to make it 2 in a row?
I haven't picked the guy from the other team yet, so I'm going to. Brendan Donovan.
Leadoff hitter for the Mariners,
Yep.
Brendan Donovan.
Yep.
Leadoff hitter for the Padres has been pretty good.
That's true.
I'll take him. Ramon Laureano.
All right.
We'll see how that goes. We're back tomorrow, 2:00.
Yes, we are.
Game starts an hour earlier tomorrow night.
Correct.
I'm going
5:40.
I'm going to the game tomorrow night, so look out.
Man.
I'm alerting the media. Tonight, I'm not going to the game. But I'm not going to be watching the NBA playoffs either because I can't find the darn game on where it is. Right now, they're tied at 44. Magic Sixers for Scraby and Tony. Chris, see ya.